to the rim and flushes.
KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
The San Antonio Brahmas offensive coordinator A.J. Smith has resigned following the Brahmas 0-2 start to the season. It's uncertain who will take over those play-calling duties. Wednesdays with Wade. We'll talk to Wade Phillips about that coming up here on the Blitz. And Cowboys linebacker DeMarvion Overshown will become the first ever Cowboys player to wear number 0. Nobody else has ever done that.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio.
I'm Jason Minix.
Was that like a dramatic pause right there?
No, there was some little weird pop in my headphones. I don't know what that was.
This is the Blitz.
I was trying to figure out if is this thing on?
It is Hump Day, Pledge. Thanks for the reminder.
Wait, what?
Not that I needed a reminder.
Hump Day?
Yeah.
You sure you didn't need a reminder?
No, not at all. I always remember when it's Hump Day.
Do you?
Hump Day?
Yeah.
What is that?
Love Hump Day, man. It's like it just kind of opens up the window to the weekend. You know, it's closed on Monday and Tuesday. You can't see that far away. You get to Wednesday, and it's like, open the window. Oh,
Really?
the weekend's in sight.
The weekend inside on Monday.
That's it.
I mean, you always have to have something to look forward to.
Of course, yes.
The weekend is here. Although James Pledger might think the weekend is already here because it's Pledge's birthday today.
It is. Happy birthday, Pledge. And what'd you get him? You got him a barbecue sandwich.
Yeah, brisket sandwich from the barbecue station. I brought
delicious.
Brought him lunch.
It sure was, because I got one too, thanks to you, Pledge.
Is it your birthday?
No, but I got a burger, a sandwich for sure.
Team player. Well, of all the places that we go to lunch, if you walk in with something, I walk in with something, it's fine. Nobody says thanks for the call.
Right.
Unless it's barbecue station.
That's it.
You're not allowed to go to the barbecue station without picking up for Pledge or me. I can't go there without getting 3 sandwiches. And what I love is when you walk in, they say 3? Of course.
Of course.
They know.
Yep.
They don't even ask anymore. They don't need to ask anymore.
It's fantastic there. And, yeah, that's the one that everybody gets a little FOMO if you don't bring them one.
Yes.
So appreciate you doing that, Minix.
It's Pledge's birthday.
That's good.
Oh,
Good,
who brought you cupcakes?
Iris, she texted me this morning. I was driving in from my mom. She was like, "Where are you getting here? I got cupcakes for you."
Well, good. I'm sure you're going to share those with us.
Did you see the look on his face?
Man.
He ain't sharing
Not at all.
nothing.
Hey,
Well, I'm not sharing the red velvet one. That's
Not
for sure.
red velvet. Woo.
Oh, you go.
Red velvet.
Did Iris make you blow out the candles?
I have no candles.
That's all right. That was sweet of Iris.
It'd be a pyro thing here at the station,
Oh,
I think, to have that many candles.
Well, you're now what, 44?
44.
44
Wow,
years old, going
44.
on 27.
Or 17.
Maybe. To a degree. He is old enough to drink.
Yeah. He does that very well.
I'm
by the
guessing
way.
he'll be doing that quite a bit later tonight.
Oh, I'm sure he will. If not tonight. Pledge's got a long weekend coming up, though. He's got to save himself.
Not really.
Not really?
Dude, I was over at KSYM earlier today, the college radio station over at SAC. They're doing their pledge drive.
Nice.
And there's a guy down there, his name's Cam, and I've known Cam for a long time. He's one of those, I know it's a 2-year plan. He's on year 9 or something. Cam has been celebrating his birthday like a sorority girl. And even today, he's like, dude, I'm hungover. It's like, what happened? Well, he was in Austin over the weekend, and he got, You know, and last night his friends wanted to go out. So being on the radio at 10 a.m. this morning was a little rough for one Cam.
Well, if you're going to be a pro in the radio business,
That's it.
you got to learn to deal with that.
You got to learn. It's like, man, I came in just for this. I'm going home to nap.
Oh, you can't do that.
I was like, dude.
You got to work a shift.
You're a rookie. Come on, man.
It's the way it works.
Yeah.
Man. Well, it's all right. Well, happy birthday, Pledge. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you.
Or night. A great day pushing the buttons with us, but that's a pretty good day, I would say. Not bad.
Really?
Sure.
Pushing your buttons is a great day.
It's a great day, yes. Hey, I see Redbird's Junkie on our YouTube page. I just want to say this, just because he's like my rival, that guy, Paul Skeens. Yeah. Cardinals put up a 5 spot on him. First time any team has ever done that.
Ever.
Ever.
He's never given up 5 earned runs in high school.
Cards put it on him last night. Watched that game, or most of it, and it was fun to watch. Huh? I don't know what you're saying.
Did you get the win?
Got the win.
Cardinals got the win?
Cardinals won 5-3.
About damn time.
How about that?
I thought he was just celebrating getting 5 runs. I thought they may have blown it and lost.
First road win of the season for the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. You guys own Paul Skeens.
That's right.
Yeah.
We do.
Those
Turnover Livy.
What?
I don't know where that came from.
What?
I just
I think he said he wants to turn over Livy.
What?
I mean, that's what I thought I heard.
Yeah, me and just about every other person on the
exactly.
planet. Yes.
I mean, put the wood to Skeens, did you? In front of Livy? You break out the torpedo bats?
I'm just happy that the Cardinals will go down the record books.
Was she there?
I have no clue.
Well, you were watching the game.
Well, they didn't show her if she was there.
Well, that was a failure on their part.
Well, she must not have been there.
That's exactly what I just heard.
You know, because the that little box thing that we have is pretty special. I watch the Cardinals just about every chance I get.
You need to rephrase that and explain a little bit. Nobody wants to hear about your special box without explanation. Keep putting that wood down.
Yeah, well, we a little magic box that's on the TV.
Yes.
You get lots of channels.
Yeah, all of them.
Thing. Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, it's funny because Maggie doesn't like it when I talk about the magic box because she's afraid the FBI is going to show up at the house.
There's a concern. They don't have anything better to do.
That's exactly right.
It's somehow legal.
Yes, it is legal. I don't know how. I don't care.
I don't care.
It is, and it's wonderful.
But yeah, stop talking about your magic box.
Magic box. You don't have one? Oh, that's a great idea, Jim.
I actually have 2.
Ah. Wow. Not 3?
Well, technically.
Yeah, whatever.
You know what happened to the third one?
No, what happened?
My kid took it.
Oh. Right over your head, dude.
Oh no, I'm trying to.
I see.
I'm trying to. We're 8 minutes in. I mean, there's plenty of time to go off the rails, but at the beginning,
of course.
Uh-huh.
And when is a better time to go off the rails than right up front? Just set the tone. Set the tone for the entire show.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I just wanted to brag about that, though. I thought that was good. It was awesome. I don't like the Pirates anyway.
Okay.
Or the Cubs. Or the Brewers. None of them.
I had a I was not watching the Cardinals. I saw the Dallas Stars, who are now the betting favorite to win the Stanley Cup.
Really?
Just completely choke at the end of the game last night. And then my Devils got hammered by Boston. Spurs played last night. Didn't watch any of it because I decided to watch the finale of White Lotus. And, dude, if you haven't seen the finale of White Lotus yet, holy crap. Did not expect all that last night.
I haven't started White Lotus yet, but everybody,
you got to catch up,
including you.
Yeah,
it tells me it's worth it. So that may have to be next. But I was kind of a bachelor till about 10 o'clock last night, so that's why the cards were on the tube.
What do you mean, kind of a bachelor?
Well, Maggie wasn't there till about 10 o'clock. She had something she went to with some friends of hers, and
so you were home alone.
I had the house to myself.
So you weren't kind of a bachelor. You were a bachelor.
I was a bachelor.
You were home
night.
alone. You were allowed to watch the Cardinals in your underwear and not get in trouble for it.
10 o'clock, until 10 o'clock, and luckily for me, the game was far over by then.
Because you knew she was going to take the remote to the magic box as soon as she walked in?
Well, sure.
Yeah. Not allowed to watch the Cardinals when the wife is home?
No, I can, and it's funny because I said, babe, I watched the Cardinal game last night. I said, I can do that every night. She goes, oh, great.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
My wife's favorite line is pick your battles.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. And the Cardinals aren't worth the battle.
Well, they are for me.
Not really.
Oh, sure.
I mean, it's April 9th, maybe. But when she's not there, it's all yours. If she's there, you're not gonna waste one on the Cardinals.
Well, it depends.
Especially if there's no chance of a Livy Dunn sighting.
Well, it doesn't matter. They took down Skeens and put a 5 spot on him, and nobody's ever done that. That, to me, is worth it. Absolutely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Guy looked like a rookie last night.
You know, Pittsburgh's a bad baseball team.
They're bad.
I'm glad that you are celebrating a win over a pathetic Pirates baseball team, with or without Paul Skeens.
Dude, the Cardinals are pretty bad, too. So any win over anybody in the Central, I'm happy about. It's fine. Man, especially the Cubs. Yeah, you rank them. The Cubs are hate like no other hate.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes down the line to Milwaukee, Pittsburgh.
I miss the NL Central days.
Well, you weren't good enough. You had to go to that junior league.
Yeah, Astros lost to the Mariners last night.
Oh, my gosh.
Astros can't hit.
I thought they had torpedo bats.
No, they haven't come in yet.
Well, that sucks.
Well, you ordered them last week.
How long does it take to have torpedo bats?
Well, they said a week. Last week they said it would be a week. So we've got some time.
Yeah.
We've got some time. We've got another number to tell you about when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones caves yet again. We'll explain coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7, offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Imagine selling your home and getting paid before and after it sells. It's like getting paid twice. You can with Orchard. Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Orchard puts cash right into your pocket so you can buy your dream home. Then your Orchard experts prepare and market your old home, including repairs, showings, even price-boosting upgrades. And here's why Orchard's the best. When your home sells for more, which happens 9 times out of 10, you get that cash too. It's almost like getting paid twice. That's why Orchard is the smarter, faster, hassle-free to sell your home. Orchard can unlock cash from your old home to use on your new home. That's payday one. You buy your new place, and once you're in, Orchard sells your old home for top dollar. You get that money too. Boom, payday two. Start with your free home valuation at orchard.com or call 1-844-421-SELL. That's 1-844-421-SELL. 1-844-421-SELL.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Texas coastal waterfront properties starting at only $49.9?
That's right. Driftwood Acres at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay, is extending their grand opening for 1 day this Saturday. Book your private tour to see 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access, starting at just $49.9. Yes, just $49.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, resort-style pool and cabana, community fishing pier, boat and RV storage, and so much more. It's happening Saturday, April 12th, 1 day only. Coastal waterfront properties starting at an unbelievable $49.9. Just $49.9. Call to book your private tour or for information for this Saturday. 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Appointments are limited, so call now. 210-853-0389. Texas waterfront properties will never be more affordable. 210-853-0389.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Hit the thumbs up while you're there. You can always comment. Yes, we're on YouTube every day from 2 to 6. On Twitter, at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me, at Jason Minix. Cowboys have added another offensive lineman.
We're going to be selectively aggressive.
Cheap.
Well, yeah. They pulled a dude out of retirement.
Well, I mean,
kind of like that Jason Peters thing they did, but that worked out okay.
Well, how old is this guy? Sadiq Charles. He 18 starts and 35 games with the Tennessee Titans, and then he had a 4-year run with Washington. I don't know. How old is this guy? I kind of look at him and think, all right, no Chuma. Can he actually compete for a starting spot, maybe at right guard, or is this just a complete depth type of signing?
Well, I guess he could be maybe a potential. I mean, he's only 25 years old, according to this.
Retirement.
He retired, so he hasn't done a whole heck of a lot. Obviously,
I mean, 18 starts is a lot
in 35 games. Well, why'd he retire then?
Who knows?
Exactly. I don't know. That's a depth thing, but maybe, who knows? It's been the Cowboys' MO this year. Go out, get guys that had potential but haven't lived up to it yet.
He's been with the Washington football team.
And Tennessee.
National champion at LSU. I know he was a high draft pick. What was he drafted?
Fourth round.
Fourth round of the 2020 draft. Sure. I mean, it's what the Cowboys have done this entire offseason.
We're going to be selectively aggressive.
Cheap. I'm sure these are the kind of guys that the Cowboys have been shopping for. Guys with potential, guys that at one point there was something there. And who knows with this guy? He was with Washington. They let him go. Then he goes to Tennessee. And quite honestly, I don't know that he played for Tennessee. He might have just been signed and then cut. So they retire, right? All right, well, I guess that's it. I got to go find a real job. Let me get my LinkedIn together.
Dude was playing bingo when Jerry called.
I mean, there are worse things they could have been doing.
Drinking prune juice.
Who knows? He signed a 1-year, $1.5 million deal with the Tennessee Titans last March. And then he retired from football just a few days later for unknown reasons. The Titans placed him on the reserve retired list on August 6th of last year. March 12th of 2025, it was announced he was coming out of retirement. Upon his reinstatement in the NFL, the Titans chose to release him, making him a free agent. So who knows? He might have got to Tennessee and said, "This sucks." It's possible.
Oh, I'm sure that's it. Yeah, I'm sure that's it. He's not like he's just the greatest offensive lineman ever. And Tennessee just sucks. You living in Nashville sucks.
I mean, he's coming from D.C., he's from Louisiana. Who knows?
Well, there you go.
And who
anything's better than D.C. or Louisiana.
Who knows what was going on with his personal life? I certainly don't. I'm not going to pretend to. We've seen stories like this before, and it might just be he didn't like the situation, and the only way to quit is to retire, right? You come back, they own your rights, we're going to release you. He's not worth trying to keep around, and I don't know. I'm sure the Cowboys are going to say they loved him coming out of the draft because they always say that about these kind. But at the same time, who knows, right? It really could be one of those deals where he had things going on, needed to get his stuff together, feels like he has his stuff together, and now he's ready to go play. Might end up being an incredible pickup for the Cowboys.
Yeah, it could be.
Or it could just be another body.
Well,
it might just be as simple as, every photo I see of him, he's wearing 77. That's now available, so he wants to be a Cowboy because the number works. Who knows?
Look, every free agent they've signed this year is in the same boat, basically, right? I mean, or just about every one of them. A lot of potential. A lot of them were drafted high. Everybody thought they were going to be something. Didn't turn out that way, and now the Cowboys are giving them another shot. So, look, if you hit on just, 30, 40% of those guys, I would call it a success.
Dude, give me 20%. I mean, now you get offensive line depth. I got to be honest. I mean, and I think we've talked about this enough. Most of us listening right now have no idea how to judge an offensive lineman outside of how often is that dude helping up the quarterback, right? I 3 years starting in Washington, I don't remember this guy. Reading about him, he had a really good game against the Cowboys. I don't remember that.
That's what Jerry was saying.
I mean,
he played well against us, Steven.
But I know they need some help at guard. Could he compete with Brock Hoffman for that position? Or is he going to be a backup? Is he Chuma Yadoga? Is he something along those lines? I don't know. I have no idea. Will he make the opening day roster? Over under. We can make some prop bets out of this. No idea. But you look at it and you go, it's the kind of move that you expect from the Cowboys, especially leading up to the draft. Surely they're not saying, okay, well, we got a guard so we don't have to draft one. And we know the Cowboys are smarter than that. Stop laughing. But they do need depth. He seems like he could be a good depth guy. You know, he was cheap.
Well, if he was, $1 million with Tennessee last year?
1.5.
Okay, 1.5. You got to figure it's right at $1 million maybe?
800,000.
Is that what it is?
I have no idea, but I'm going to guess minimum for a guy like that is all he's getting.
Look, it's worth it. All right, the guy's still young. It's worth it. And again, it's been their theme this entire offseason. So we'll see what happens. The problem is we sit here today and we have no clue whether it's going to be a good pick or not. But as we get into training camp and the offseason activities, and we'll see how this guy is.
You just look at a guy like this and say, you won a national championship playing at LSU. He played in all 13 games that LSU had with 9 starts as a true freshman in 2017. He made the all-freshman team. Started 10 games at left tackle as a sophomore. Junior year, suspended for the entirety of the Tigers' non-conference schedule for a violation of team rules. Started the final 9 games of the season at left tackle. LSU won the national championship. Then he declared for the NFL draft, foregoing his senior season. Played a lot of guard in the NFL. So you get a guy that has a lot of experience at left tackle, big-time SEC football. Then you play guard. So the versatility and the potential is there. You don't play offensive line at LSU and go win a natty and not have some talent there. What happened in the NFL could be what we see with a lot of guys. College, they are studs, and they don't think they have to work. And got to work. For whatever reason, all right, man, I'm done with football. You know what? I really miss football. I've matured enough to say this is what I need to do to make it in the NFL, because this guy's had football taken away from him for a year, or he chose to. And maybe that's the kind of mindset that he needed. And for the Cowboys, dude, you want this, here's what you have to go do. I mean, that could be the positive spin, or it could just be he ain't very good at the NFL level, and the Cowboys are going to be the third team to find that out. Right?
Minix, I tell you what, that was just a damn good talk to yourself. That's what that was.
Yeah.
I'm trying to convince myself the Cowboys made a good move here, or potentially a good move here. The fact of the matter is, look, the guy's 25 years old. Everything you said is absolutely true. He could turn out to be a great player. Problem is, all the free agent moves that they made this year, most of them, well, we won't know until we get into the season and see how they play or how they do it. Training camp, will they earn a spot? Will they not? Will there be depth? Who knows? A lot of questions there still, but the Cowboys at least brought in some bodies and guys that at one time had a lot of potential. And who knows? It may work out. It may be a genius move, this one and all the rest that Jerry and Steven have made. And we just have to wait and see.
Yeah, let's not get too crazy. I mean, genius move, who knows? This guy's been out of football for a year, and he unretired. And then the Titans released him. So whatever caused him to retire, he's decided he wants football back. And whether you're talking about a Cowboy player or just guys in general, when you see them walk away and then come back, it's because they miss it. But most of those guys come back with a different mindset.
Well, they need money
altogether. Well, and again, they definitely need money, but they know what they have to do in order to go get that money.
Look, a couple of things about this guy that would give me red flags. So I'm going to watch him. You said he was suspended at LSU for not following team rules. That's a red flag. Washington lets him go. Okay, and Tennessee picks him up, and they let him go. Or he retires, or whatever the case, or they were going to let him go, and he retired. Either way, those are red flags. So this guy is not exactly, stellar coming into the fold, but willing to give the guy a shot.
It's all you can do at this point. Who knows? Speaking of the Cowboys, Jerry Jones is caved. Jerry Jones has never allowed a player to wear number 0. Until now.
Is there a reason for that?
Well, Rowdy.
Oh,
Rowdy wears 00.
Well, tell him to put an exclamation point on it like the Coyote.
I mean, there's a lot of things they could do. I don't know, but Rowdy generates a lot of money, and I have no idea why, because that is the creepiest mascot in the world, especially when he rolls around in the white van. I mean, that just is just a bad mascot. But when 0 was allowed, Jerry said no, nobody was going to wear 0. Well, Agent 0 finally gets his wish. No more 13. DeMarvion Overshown will be the first Cowboy to wear number 0. So this would be a trivia question years down the road. So, when you're playing Trivia Pursuit with the grandkids and this one comes up, man, you're going to know the answer.
Yeah, sure.
Agent 0.
So there was somebody going to do it last year, though.
Well, he wanted to. It was him. It was Overshown, and he was told no.
Well, there was somebody who wore number 1 last year. That's who was going to wear 0.
No. What are you thinking?
Dude, I'm telling you, I read the story.
Tolbert?
No.
That's who wore 1.
Yeah, Overshown was Agent 0 in college.
Back.
And he wanted 0 at the NFL level when it was there. Now, it is possible that other guys wanted 0, but Jerry said no. So, and today, Cowboys Pro Shops on Twitter, Overshown is there as they're printing the T-shirts that say Agent 0 because Jerry realized he can make money with these T-shirts.
I don't know. Why would you want to wear a 0?
If it's your number, it's your number.
0? There's a lot of bad connotation to the number 0.
Yeah, what about 13?
No, well, it's unlucky, but you can make it lucky.
Well, I mean, 0. If 0 is what you want, 0 is what you get.
0 sucks. That's a horrible number.
Well, why do you say that?
It's terrible.
You're at number 0.
It's awful. It's awful.
What about 00?
That's even worse.
All right.
Javon Curse briefly thought about changing his number to 0 last year, but then he went with number 1. So it wasn't Jalen Tolbert that wore number 1. It was actually J-Ron Curse.
Well, Curse had it?
That's
2
right.
years ago, because Curse wasn't on the team last year.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago then. No, it says last year.
Well, how old is that article?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
But a lot of guys want 0. It's a big deal.
I don't know why. Somebody tell me why. Why is 0 a big deal?
To make you mad.
You can't think of any reason why 0 is a big deal. It's a stunt.
A stunt?
It's a stunt. It's ridiculousness.
What do you mean?
I thought Overshown looked great with number 13.
But he's got his superpowers with 0. Agent 0.
Well, we'll see if he comes back and wears that thing.
I mean,
that remains to be seen yet.
He shredded his knee the 2 years he wore 13. So let's let him have 0. But
I don't care if he wants 0, he can have 0. It's just, to me, it's just kind of a ridiculous number.
A ridiculous number.
Ridiculous number, 0.
Pledge is showing you pictures of him in that 0 with the Longhorns.
That's great.
That looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, numbers are very personal to people.
They are.
Right?
Yes.
Dat Win always had, for religious reasons, always had to have 9 as a part of his business. Now, that tells you the story, or tells the story. 99, he's not big enough to wear 99. And he's not.
No.
And when he first got to the NFL, he couldn't wear number 9 like he had in college because linebackers weren't allowed to wear single digits. And 59 or 54, you're looking at all the different combinations. Dat first got in the league and he wore 45. And then when 59 became available, he switched to that just so there was a 9 somewhere in his number.
Well, and that's better because he was a linebacker. And at that time, there weren't rules?
There were rules, and so they were strict. He couldn't have like the single-digit 9.
Exactly. And it used to be that way in the NFL, and they changed it up.
And it could be in the 40s through the 50s, but like 49 wasn't available, so he went 4 and 5 because that added up to 9 before he could switch to 59, which is there. So why 0? Bill's got an answer. Hey, Bill, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good. Talk to me, Bill.
Awesome. Listen, Joe, 0 is the first number. He'll be the first player. How can you not want that, man? That is so cool. 0 doesn't connotate I'm going to score 0 points. He plays defense. He'll score 6 or 2 or whatever it may be, but 0 is cool, man. I think Agent 0 is going to sell a lot of shirts.
Well, he may do that. He probably will, depending on how he plays. But 0?
0.
Yeah.
0.
Okay.
Agent 0.
I'm glad you like it, Bill.
Yeah.
That's good.
Bill's going over to the pro shop now to get a T-shirt.
A DeMarvion Overshown T-shirt.
Somebody go over to that new pro shop over there on Hebner. Get Joe a T-shirt.
You don't think
Extra
they have
large.
jerseys, like real jerseys yet, that have the number 0 on them?
I know they were printing T-shirts today because there's video of that. We'll get you one at training camp.
No, I'm good.
Well, no, we might even set something up with Overshown himself to explain the importance of 0.
What? That I would like.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll interview DeMarvion. Although, will he be at camp? He'll be there, but will he participate? That is a question.
We have a lot of pull as long as you don't screw things up. Like, what was it, 2 years ago?
Can we get Deuce Vaughn?
We were going to do this whole thing with Deuce Vaughn, who happened to be standing outside of our tent while this guy, Reinagel, was just going on and on and on about how he doesn't belong and looks like a kid out there on the field. Gadget guy, and Deuce was standing right behind us, and we had no idea.
Gadget juice.
And he left. We didn't get that interview. So
you just wanted a picture with the dude because you're taller than he is.
Well, look, I'm not taller than many guys in the NFL. When the Texans had Trendon Holiday, I took a couple pictures with him because I skied over that dude, but he was cool with it because he told me he could beat me in a 40, and I did not argue. But, I've got a photo with most guys in the NFL that I am taller than, except for Deuce Vaughn, which would be the second photo to my collection of guys that I'm taller than in the NFL.
Well, for some stupid reason, Deuce Vaughn is still on the roster, so maybe you'll have a shot this year.
Well, he hates you.
Well, I don't care. I'll leave. I'll hide when he comes around.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Explain that. After you explain 0, explain why Deuce Vaughn is still on the roster.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
Yeah. In that case, yes. I need a lot of explaining.
We're aware.
Lots of explaining to do.
Yes.
But we'll talk to DeMarvion. I'd like to discuss the number 0 with him.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he can convince me.
Of what?
That 0's not the dumbest number ever.
He doesn't care what you think.
Have a number. That's not really a number, is it? 0?
Really, it's the first number.
Yeah, well, it's not the first number. It's the starting line. 1 is the first number.
No, 0 is the first number.
Nope. 0 is the starting line. 1, you take a step. That's 1.
Do you not dial 0?
Do you ever sit there and say at the starting line 0, 1, 2? No, you don't. You start 1 step, 2 steps, 3, and so on and so forth. Nobody ever says 0. Nobody. It makes no sense.
I would ask you what your phone number is, but
well, it's not 0's not the first number.
Is there
not
a
the
0
first,
in
but
there?
is there
There
a 0
is a 0 in there.
Do you say 0 something?
So there is a 0, and you just said 0 is a number.
It's what? I'm so confused.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
I don't know what the hell.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Yeah, my head hurts.
Mine too. Mine too.
Oh, my goodness.
Big changes with the San Antonio Brahmas coaching staff. Offensive coordinator out. Wade Phillips, excuse me, will join us at 4:30. But let's talk about what we're hearing after the Brahmas are off to a really bad start offensively. We'll get into that coming up. Some other NFL news here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, I don't know about y'all, but the weather is absolutely perfect. It is beautiful outside, which is the absolute perfect time to have Stevens Roofing and Solar come out to your house and give you a free, no-obligation roof inspection. You know, we had those storms and the wind blowing, the hail, and all of that stuff. Why don't you have Stevens Roofing come out? Again, it's free of charge. They'll inspect your roof and let you know if you had any damage from those recent storms. Let them check it out, and whether you need a new roof or it's just a minor repair or your roof is in great shape, they'll let you know that, and certainly it's going to give you that peace of mind that you know, because you know there's more storms coming. It happens in the springtime here in San Antonio and South Texas. You want to make sure your roof is ready for that. Give Stevens Roofing a call at 210-785-0994. Look, Stevens Roofing is a local company. It's a family-owned company, so they deal with the same weather that you and I deal with on a daily basis. They know what they're doing. Been in business for a long, long time, and, well, they're not going anywhere. And all that tells you is they do it right. To have that many satisfied customers for that many years, Stevens Roofing is the absolute best in the business. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994. Tell them you want them to come out and check your roof to make sure that everything is okay. You want that peace of mind. Trust me, you do. The number for Stevens Roofing again, 210-785-0994.
A lot of people argue that the best breed of dog is a lineage called the Rescue. They're right. That's why we're asking San Antonio Sports Star listeners to help no-kill rescue agencies around San Antonio with food that these pups need. They're all good dogs. They just need a chance. The voice of the National Dog Show, John O'Hurley, will join the Sports Star guys all day Friday, April 11th for the 2025 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. Sponsored by Thomas J. Henry, the Institute for Functional Health, Big State Financial, G2 Shoes, Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC, Ponderosa Ranch, Mr. W Fireworks, and Fifi and Fido's Pet Boutique. So lend a helping paw during the 2025 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon, Friday, April 11th, with 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
The Easter Bunny? He's lost his dazzle. His tail? Flatter than a pancake.
Yeah, no more poof, see?
And those eggs? They're supposed to be spiffy, colorful, full of magic, but the trap, streaky, like they've been kissed by dust bunnies.
And when the cabbage we're shelling out for eggs, they ought to be the cat's pajamas. But nope, everything's on the fritz, and we know why.
Hard water.
Nasty build-up, filmy gunk. It's giving the whole shebang the heebie-jeebies.
It needs a Connecticut. Their line electric, high-efficiency water softness make water the bee's knees. Your skin, smoother than a gangster's alibi. And eggs?
Gleaming like gold in a G-Man's pocket.
For a limited time, get a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off for trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE. That's 210-656-PURE.
It's a limited time, so hop to it, see?
License number 38961.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California and via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
George gets justice in an instant. A careless driver turns your life upside down. You're hurt. The bills pile up, and work stops. At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, your consultation is free. No fees, no pressure. Just real help. Justice starts with one call. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers at 210-225 855-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Carbach Brewing was not born in San Antonio, Texas, but they have certainly gone out of their way to make San Antonio their second home. We had the head brewer come in, and he said when they first started to reach outside of Houston, San Antonio was the place they wanted to be, and does it show. Carbach beer is all over our great city, from their in-your-face flagship IPA, Hopadillo, to the Ziegenbach, to their best seller, the Love Street, their Kolsch-style blonde. There is something for everyone in Carbach's lineup, and it is all over the place. Of course, you're going to find it at the grocery stores. Of course, you're going to find it at the liquor stores, but it's also at a bunch of bars and restaurants around town. They wanted to make this their second home, and that's what it's become. So when you're out, you're watching the games at your local sports bar, your local restaurant, your local hangout, you're thinking, I want to elevate my beer game a little bit. Well, friend, wherever you're at, they probably have some Carbach either on tap or in cans. So when you're out and about doing your thing, go ahead and make sure to ask your bartender to please make it a Carbach.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. You can always subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Listening online, one of the apps. Appreciate you joining us on this Hump Day Wednesday.
Absolutely. And happy Hump Day, by the way.
Hump Day?
Thanks, Pledge.
It's his birthday, man. You can't throw him a curveball.
I can.
He wasn't ready for that.
That's all right.
He's only ready for that at the top of the hour.
That's okay. He can handle it. Man can ad-lib. He's good. All right, I'm going too far now.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Sorry.
Uh-huh. Trying to figure out some of the comments today on the YouTube channel. Angel Rivera, or is that Angel? Seriously, though, Sam's Pizza or Costco? They're both good. Depends on where you're at. If you're coming from Sam's, grab a Sam's. If you're going to Costco, Costco. They're the same, aren't they? I mean, they're basically the same pizza.
I have no idea. I've never had a Sam's Pizza.
Well, that's because you're a Costco type.
I am a Costco type, and I've never had a Sam's Pizza. Costco's delicious. Costco is delicious, and so I'm sure Sam's is fine. But if I'm going to eat at Costco, I'm typically going to get a hot dog.
Well, sure, but is he talking about the pizza by the slice you can get for lunch, because they do have a great lunch special?
Oh yeah.
Or is it the frozen ones that you could take home?
Well, those are good too.
Those are both good too.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I think they're exactly the same. I've never had a taste test between a Costco's and a Sam's.
Well, then we should have one.
I've had both at times, but neither would I put up as my favorite frozen pizza, right? So I don't know. It's kind of random. Sam says Joe knows hot dogs. Gilbert says both good, but I like Costco.
There you go. See, Costco. See, Sam's is like the generic version of Costco.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, you got Walmart and Target. I got it to a degree. You know, I know what you're saying.
Well, I don't know what you mean by that, because were you saying one's better than the other?
Yes, Target.
I disagree.
You prefer Walmart?
Walmart's the place.
Is it?
Sure.
H-E-B gives double birds to both. But I digress.
Well, sure.
But, I mean, you can look at it one way or the other. I mean, there are because I have both. There are things I can only get at Sam's and things I can only get at Costco that I like to buy in bulk, which, quite frankly, I'm talking about Traeger pellets and tobacco. So, I mean, you go with it and you have the membership for both.
Uh-huh.
And yes, Sam's is a part of the Walmart umbrella.
It is.
Yeah.
Sure. What does that have to do with anything?
Well, you just said you liked Walmart, so
I do.
But you don't like Sam's?
Nothing's wrong with Target. Not really. I think Target is like, I mean, Sam's it's just not as schwanky as Costco.
I don't think either would be classified as schwanky.
Well, I would say Costco's an upgrade over Sam's.
I think you need to go to Sam's.
I'm just telling you, I think it is. Sam's is more like walking into a warehouse that's like you shouldn't be in there.
And what is
well, Costco's a big. It's a warehouse.
It's a big warehouse,
but it's
with a
like,
liquor store.
More lively.
More lively.
It's lively. There's energy. Sam's is like,
I disagree. I can tell you this: if you're hungry on a Saturday or Sunday, Sam's is far better sampling than Costco.
Well, first of all, I'm not going to either one on a Saturday or Sunday, all right? Because it's a frickin' zoo.
But if you're hungry,
I'm not. I'll go somewhere else and order food.
You want to eat for free?
No.
You can go to Sam's on a Saturday and have lunch.
Uh-huh. Dude, I can't stand going to either one of those places on Saturday or Sunday. It's just ridiculous.
No, Redbird's Junkie says Sam's is like Home Depot, Costco is like Lowe's.
Now, see, that I disagree with because I'm more of a Home Depot guy than I am a Lowe's guy.
Why? They're the same.
Know. Well, I don't know.
I will say this, though, as a veteran, Lowe's always has the discount Home Depot sometimes does, so I tend to go to Lowe's.
I prefer Home Depot. I think it's just a preference, right? I mean,
there's also a Lowe's closer to the house than there is a Home Depot.
Is there?
There is.
Huh.
Gilbert says in college we'd go to Sam's and eat for free.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm still trying to figure out where the Lowe's is close to your house.
It's near HEB.
Uh-huh.
Same exit.
Oh, sure is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
How about that?
I know what you're talking about. I know
the
what you're
light
talking
bulb
about.
goes
Okay.
off.
I know what you're talking about.
Are you sure?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot easier.
I make the extra drive to De Zavala.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. But now that you know there's a Lowe's closer, you'll change.
Well, no, probably not.
Not that you spend a lot of time doing any kind of handyman work with the need to go to a hardware store.
But I don't know, dude. I mean, seriously, even though I'm not a handyman, it is kind of cool just to walk around a Home Depot or Lowe's just to
realize what you don't know.
Exactly. I don't know. It's kind of fun.
Uh-huh. Josh Jimenez on YouTube.
I know.
What the is Joe doing in a Home Depot? He doesn't fix anything.
Well, I buy these supplies for others to fix.
Dude, I don't even do that, man. Go get what you need and bring me a receipt.
Wow.
I don't want to buy the wrong thing if I don't know.
I tell you, we got a lively bunch in the YouTube chat today.
We always do.
Well, I'm just saying they're a little lively today. They're
a little
happy.
lively.
Yeah.
A little lively.
Uh-huh. Apparently, I got a porn stash.
What?
You see, Angel, is it Angel or Angel?
Well, who
Rivera?
knows? He typed it.
I'm just saying.
Mr. Rivera.
He says, first-time viewer, Minix looks exactly like I pictured him to look.
Okay, I'm just a lot taller on the radio.
Reinagel with the whole 70s porn caught me off guard. Well, I like porn. I was young and I needed the money, Angel.
So the other day, you're old, and so the other day somebody was giving you crap for rolling around with a popped collar, and today it's the porn look.
Aren't pop collars coming back in style? I think they are.
I have no idea.
I don't either. It's all good, though. It's all good. Glad to have all of you there. And thanks for watching for the first time, Mr. Rivera.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. Go from there. Where are we at?
Well, that was a great segment on
the Brahmas.
The Brahmas.
Have you seen them play? They're about to get the Texans treatment. Are you kidding?
Wow.
Good Lord, they're a bad football team.
They are going to have a new play caller, that's for sure. Their OC has, I guess, resigned. That's the official word.
I've seen reports that he was let go and reports that he resigned. We will have Wade Phillips coming up at 4:30 Wednesdays with Wade. We'll see if we get a real answer, a politically correct answer, but they do need a change at offensive coordinator. And I don't know, having worked in spring football for a season with the Commanders, and I remember early in the Commanders season, Logan Woodside was struggling, the quarterback of the Commanders, who's still in the NFL. And I was on the radio bitching about how bad he was. And Mike Riley, the head coach, invited me to watch some tape. And he was showing me all the things that were going wrong with the offense that weren't on the quarterback. And I don't know if that's what's going on with Kellen Mond. He doesn't have a lot of time, so you look at blocking. But one of the things Mike Riley said is, this guy, he should be running a 9-yard out, and he ran 12, and it was a timing route, and the pass was bad. I'm blaming the quarterback when it was on the wide receiver. Then he showed me one, this guy completely whiffed on a block. And so I don't know if Kellen Mond is struggling or if it's the entire team, but a change at offensive coordinator, that's it 2 weeks into the season. Now, granted, short season, you don't have a lot of time, but
Well, I honestly admire these guys. Now, some of these teams coming out of the gate, pretty hot, but there's no preseason. You got a month of practice. I mean, it's difficult to get things started. You kind of got to go on the fly. So after 2 games, hopefully they can figure some things out. And if the offensive coordinator has resigned, and I'll say he did that, maybe whoever Wade decides to bring in will shorten things up and simplify some things. And keep in mind, Kellen Mond hasn't played a lot of football over the last few years. So he's finally getting that opportunity, and I think he's going to be fine. But you're right, the season is short, and they need to turn this thing around quickly.
It's going to be an interesting Wednesdays with Wade coming up at 4:30 here on the Blitz. You ever leave anything in your Uber? Uber apparently tracks this. They sent out a list today of the weird stuff that people have left in cars, and it is weird. We'll give you the details coming up here on the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line, touchdown Vegas, what a wild finish!
Your home for the NFL.
Texas coastal waterfront properties starting at only $49,900?
That's right. Driftwood Acres at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay, is extending their grand opening for 1 day this Saturday. Book your private tour to see 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access, starting at just $49,900. Yes, just $49,900. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, resort-style pool and cabana, community fishing pier, boat and RV storage, and so much more. It's happening Saturday, April 12th, 1 day only. Coastal waterfront property starting at an unbelievable $49,900. Just $49,900. Call to book your private tour or for information for this Saturday. 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Appointments are limited, so call now. 210-853-0389. Texas waterfront properties will never be more affordable. 210-853-0389.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right, you can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SOUND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SOUND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SOUND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news to stats to placing bets in a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Being arrested isn't just a setback. It's a nightmare that can destroy your life and reputation. At Barton & Associates, we're here to make sure your one bad night doesn't turn into a lifetime of regret. Contact Barton & Associates today at texasarrest.com. That's texasarrest.com.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District understands that keeping your child safe is your top priority. Vaccines are safe and can help your child's immune system fight harmful germs. They protect against serious diseases and can even save lives. Because when it comes to your child's health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. Learn more at sa.gov/health. sa.gov/health.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the San Antonio Brahmas don't have an offensive coordinator anymore. A.J. Smith has resigned following the Brahmas' 0-2 start to the season. It is uncertain at this point who will take over the play-calling duties. Dallas Mavericks play host to the L.A. Lakers tonight, first time back in Dallas since that controversial trade that sent Luka Doncic to L.A. It'll be fun in Dallas tonight.
Sports Center brought to you by Centergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On a hump day.
Happy hump day,
Hump
everybody.
day.
Yeah.
Did you got to stop singing.
Happy hump day, everybody.
That's
Hump day?
Yeah.
It's so bad. I mean,
Happy hump day.
That's almost as bad as hearing A.J. Hoffman singing Taylor Swift in the morning.
Maybe that's the new one. Give me another one there, Pledge.
Hump day?
Happy hump day, everybody. Hope you're having a great day.
What, did you think you were going to be a lounge singer in another life?
I think I had a dream last night. I was. Frank Sinatra.
You need to dream better.
Guess what day it is?
Happy hump day, everybody. Yeah.
Buckyball has entered the chat.
Hope you're having a great day. Dude, the weather's absolutely beautiful. We should be at the Golf Club of Texas right now.
Well, we'll be there Monday.
We will be.
We could be there right now, but we're not. What are you pointing at, Pledge?
Right now.
Let's go. Put it on autopilot.
It's 3:03.
Yeah?
If we left now, we'd be there at, 4:30?
Maybe not quite that long, but yeah, I see where you're coming from.
You call grumpy-ass Greg Shelton and tell him to go get set up.
So speaking of that.
What?
Shelton, so I'm walking in the building today.
Uh-huh.
And Shelton and Josie are walking to his truck, and he just stops, starts staring. I said, "Hi, Greg. What do you got there? You got to dress up for the radio show?" So I was bringing some clothes in to change.
Thought you were back in your TV days?
I guess. And I'm like, well, if you have to know, I got a dinner I got to go to tonight, so I'm going to change clothes before I go. Is that a quarter zip you got? I said, yeah. If you're wearing a quarter zip, you can just wear shorts. What the hell's the difference?
He's got a good point.
I'm just saying.
He's got a great point.
Well, you got to wear long pants in this place.
What, are you going to the Masters?
Well, I'd like to be going to the Masters.
Talk about it on the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
The Masters has rules. The head golf coach from Arizona State University, he broke one of the big rules at the Masters.
They escorted him off.
They kicked him out.
Escorted him off.
Because he's wearing shorts.
Well, he was. Look, I'm pretty sure if you're a spectator, you can wear shorts.
Well, yeah.
Right? But he was out on the driving range helping one of the golfers.
And that's not allowed.
Can't do that. If you're inside the ropes, no short pants.
And they didn't just tell him, you got to go the other side of the ropes in those short pants. No, they kicked him out. Said, come back tomorrow properly attired.
Yes, if you're going to help. If you're just a spectator.
You got a coach badge. Well, he doesn't have a ticket as a spectator, but as a coach, because Arizona State has a hell of a golfer, that two-time All-American that's actually playing in the Masters. So he's there. Forks up. Put your pants on.
Yeah.
Ryan Eagle's got a fancy dinner tonight. He's going to wear a half zip. So he could wear shorts and a half zip.
Well, I could, but I don't know if they may escort me out of this restaurant.
Dude, they won't escort you out.
I don't know.
They won't escort you out. San Antonio doesn't have a dress code.
No, it does. You got to look good, man. I mean, I know you don't understand that premise, but sometimes you got to dress up a little bit.
You're wearing a half zip.
Okay, and it's a very nice one.
It's Under Armour. Isn't it?
No.
I think it's Under Armour. What's the brand on it?
I have no idea what the brand is. Not Under Armour.
I think it was an Under Armour logo right there on the front.
Well, it works for these golfers. It works for Jordan Spieth.
Well, he's getting paid a lot of money. But,
Sure
I mean, you're
is.
saying it's a nice one. I mean, it's not like you went Robert Graham or Tommy Bahama. You went Under Armour. Maybe Nike. Pledge, will you go check? It's hanging in the office.
It's not Under Armour. I can guarantee you that.
Guarantee. But again, I think Greg Shelton, the fashion expert that he is not, is spot on here. If you're wearing a half zip, you could probably get away with shorts.
Well, I'm not going to. I figure it's going to be a little cool this evening.
You could go with what you have on right now.
No, I couldn't.
Yeah.
No. You can't.
What do you mean you can't?
You got to be a little.
You could wear. You're wearing a nice golf shirt. You could wear that in there. I've been to that.
I could do that.
I've been in that restaurant with a golf shirt on.
I'll have long pants on, which I don't have on now. They're shorts.
They're shorts.
Yes.
But you could walk right in.
I'm sure I could, just because.
Because you're Joe Reinagle.
Exactly. I mean, I'm just saying. You got to look nice, man, or nicer.
Nicer. Pledge, what kind of half zip is it?
Footjoy.
Footjoy.
There you go.
Same thing.
Footjoy.
Same
No,
thing.
It's not the same thing.
Well, I mean, the same level as Under Armour, Footjoy.
No. That's just the schwankier version of golf apparel.
Is Footjoy schwankier when it comes to half zips? All right.
Sheldon called it a quarter zip anyway. So we got to get this whole definition right.
Quarter zip, half zip, it's the same damn thing.
Well, one should go halfway down. One's just a quarter down.
Yeah, but I think most people call them half zips or full zips.
Peyton Manning doesn't. Calls it a quarter zip.
Quarter zip.
I'm going with Peyton.
Well, since it's Masters Week, what does Jim Nantz call it?
He also knows there's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
You
quarter
can do
zip,
that.
half zip.
Or a ticklish little.
We get to suck on that all week.
You know, have you read this story about Vlad Guerrero's new contract with Toronto?
Yes.
$500 million deal. All right. $325 million of that is in a signing bonus.
It's incredible. I don't know what the
65% of the contract.
What's the tax rate in Toronto?
That's a great question.
I mean, because if you're getting a lump sum check for $325 million, they're going to take a bite out of that, I would imagine.
Now, I don't know how this works. I'm being serious.
Uh-huh.
Are those American dollars? Canadian dollars?
That's a good question.
I mean, because the taxes
Wow.
in Canada, I'm sure, are more than the United States, tariff or no, but Canadian dollars, or I believe they're American dollars, but you're taxed in the city in which you're there. But I wonder, though, if the way they are as pro athletes and kind of contract labor, they get that entertainment tax. Wherever he makes his home, is that where he has to pay the taxes?
I would think so. Maybe he doesn't live in Toronto. Isn't Buffalo pretty close to Toronto?
Well, sure.
I mean, I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know.
Tax rate in Ontario ranges from 5 to 13.16 of income at a combined federal and provincial tax rate between 20 and 53.53. His marginal tax rate increases as your income increases. So you pay higher taxes at the level of income that falls into a higher tax bracket.
So the Canadians are taking a half of that $325 million.
Yeah, pretty much.
Half.
Yeah.
That's like getting divorced. Damn.
That would hit you.
Yeah, damn. I want half.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow.
53%.
That's outrageous. Now, look, some people would sit here and say, yeah, I'll take that, because you're still getting, what, $175 million after taxes?
Yeah, but then how much is going to your agent and everybody else? Everybody else you have on staff.
Damn,
I mean,
that's a lot.
That dude's going to have to play for a long time to be able to afford to eat.
No kidding.
And, don't leave anything in your Uber. Uber, I didn't know Uber did this. This is fascinating to me. What is, question for you, 210-656-ESPN, what have you guys left in an Uber before, right? Uber released its annual Lost and Found Index. They apparently do this every year. It's the first I remember hearing about it. Now, phones, keys, wallets, a lot of those, right? That's the most commonly left behind items: phones, keys, wallets. New York City is the, quote, most forgetful city. That makes sense. But some of the more unique items cited by Uber, ready for this? A mannequin head with human hair.
Mannequin head? What, a serial killer? I mean, holy cow.
A chainsaw.
That's, again, serial killer?
A Ghostbusters ghost trap.
It was Bill Murray in that Uber?
Fresh breast milk.
Huh.
A live pet turtle. A urinal.
A urinal?
A urinal. I don't know. They don't go further than that. I'm kind of thinking those little deals that look kind of like a tea pitcher you get at the hospital. I'm hoping that's what it is, but a urinal. A set of Shrek ears, 15 hookahs, a bouquet of 100 roses, Ozempic.
All right.
10 live lobsters, a Viking drinking horn, a taxidermied rabbit, so somebody had their rabbit stuffed, and a passenger's divorce papers.
Dude, look. Is this all New York?
Not all New York. This is across, but most of this probably from New York. Now, food-related items left on the list included a 5-gallon bucket of beans, 175 hamburger sliders, 108 eggs, 24 cans of corn, and a bucket of feta cheese. All, according to Uber, left in the car.
I'm just kind of curious. How do you forget that stuff? If you got 175 sliders, you're obviously taking those sliders somewhere where there's a lot of people.
Yeah, you're going to an event. You're going to, dang it, guys, I promise you, I stopped and got the burgers. I left them in the Uber.
How do you do that? Because that's got to be like, I mean, that's a lot, right? So, I mean, how do you forget that?
How do you forget 100 red roses?
Or how do you forget a urinal?
10 live lobsters.
That is nuts.
Who forgets their Viking drinking horn? I mean, if you are thinking to yourself, I've got to take my Viking drinking horn. Now, granted, if you've been at the bar, you could leave that in Uber. I could see that. 108 eggs. And the fact that this is what the Uber people have reported. This is what drivers have reported to the lost and found. Who knows what the Uber drivers have kept without reporting it? Nah, I didn't see anything in there. You kind of contact Uber and say, you know what? I left 10 live lobsters in the car. Nah, our driver said you didn't.
Yeah, that Uber driver's having a hell of a lobster dinner.
Yeah.
And a party. That's just bizarre, some of that stuff.
Now, the other day, Grumpy asked Greg Shelton when we were doing the show with Flight by Yingling down on the Riverwalk.
Uh-huh.
Greg didn't want to have to deal with parking, so he Ubered down. And he didn't want to take all the equipment in the Uber. He's like, I got it all in a case, but I don't want to throw an extra speaker in somebody else's car. I'm reading this. Nobody gives a damn what you're taking in the car. They're going to take whatever. Some guy can take a urinal, a Viking drinking horn, and 10 live lobsters. You can carry a damn speaker in the Uber.
Well, maybe he's afraid he would have forgotten it.
It's possible.
I think maybe that's it. That makes more sense now than anything he tried to pawn off on us that day.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because he wanted us to carry it.
What kind of team player does he think we are? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Anything unique you've left in the Uber? Let us know. Hey, John, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I was on vacation with my son in Los Angeles for an event, SoFi, and, everything's on your phone. I left my phone, my tickets to the event, my credit cards, everything on my phone in the Uber, and we were both feeling really good, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So luckily, we contacted the guy, and he was some foreigner. Luckily, we took the $50, and he gave us back my phone. But, man, I was really, in my pants. I was freaking out. So,
wait,
I'll never lose my...
You had to grease him $50?
Yeah, just to make sure, because the guy was very rude to begin with when he picked us up, and he barely knew English. So, I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm from New Braunfels, Texas, and I'm in Los Angeles, California, so I was freaking out. I mean, you got your whole life on your phone. So, I mean,
well, it's true. That's true. Now, I'm curious. So I'm guessing your son is the one that called Uber, or how were you able to track down that Uber driver?
Well, we were both. He had just turned 20, so, I mean, they weren't carding him over there, so we were drinking all night, and we were eating good and everything. So we figured it out, but, I mean, he wasn't happy. My son wasn't happy with me, and it was a mess. And waited an hour in the lobby at the hotel for the guy to bring it back, and we were both, pacing back and forth because these tickets we had for the event, we paid over $3,000 for the tickets.
Wow.
So it was just a bunch of BS. But, I mean, thank God the guy brought it back, and I said, you give him 25, I give him 25, man. And he said, yeah, let's give it to him. And I'll never lose my phone again like that. Knock on wood. I hope not.
That's it. You better hope not. Lucky you got it back. But again, you
absolutely.
call it BS. Remember, it was on you. You're the one that left your phone in his car.
Wow.
And it cost him money to come back to you because he couldn't go get other rides.
Dude, you're mean to this guy. He was scared to death, about to have a heart attack, pooping himself.
Yeah.
And you're saying it's his fault.
Well, I mean, he's saying it is.
Wow.
I mean, but I'm glad you got it back.
It's karma, dude.
Scary.
What are you going to leave in an Uber now? It's going to happen to you.
I always check my wallet, check my phone.
But you know what? If you're in an Uber sometimes, you're not exactly in your right state of mind.
Well, that's why you're in the Uber.
And exactly.
Yeah.
So you could, when I take my urinal with me to the bar, I mean, I got to make sure I get it out of the Uber.
What we did learn from this segment, Joe's not alone. He's not the only one that travels with his own urinal.
A urinal, dude. That's just...
If you're an Uber driver, what's the weirdest thing you've had to deal with? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. We could have some fun with this.
Absolutely.
Your call's coming up. Plus, Malone fired in Denver, coaching carousel. Pop's got to make a decision. Let's talk some NBA. Coming up here on the Blitz, here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. He's got his entire spring line on display right now in that massive showroom. So if you need your logo on a nice golf shirt, a fishing shirt, any kind of light shirt, T-shirt, screen printed, go see Sam. He'll get you taken care of. If you need caps done, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, the Katie caps, Nike, Cap America, to name a few. Sam has all the big name brands, over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands and is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too big, no order too small. All items do come with a warranty. Call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic on Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas is officially sold out. But you can still join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Celebrate with cold drinks, great food, and good times. The sold out
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
An accident can leave you struggling to pay for medical bills. At Thomas J. Henry, we believe you deserve justice no matter your financial situation. That's why you don't pay us unless we win your case. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Keys to Progress in Conservation, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Scientists are conducting experiments to generate clean energy through fusion. Tammy Ma is hoping it unlocks the power of the stars.
It is completely clean. There's no carbon anywhere in the equation. There's no high-level nuclear waste. It could help meet all of the energy needs for the U.S.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store. Start with Stable.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Come on in to Total Wine & More. Prices much lower than a grocery store. Wine, beer for a whole lot less. Walking down the aisles makes you stop and say, yes. From mixing cocktails to a friendly get-together, Total Wine has everything you need and more. With the lowest prices and best selection for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Andrew Monaco, and you're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. So much going on in the NBA. Spurs are like 17-point underdogs tonight against Golden State.
17-point underdog tonight. That's incredible. Although, look, they were a 12.5-point dog last night and played the Clippers pretty close.
Yeah, what's his name didn't play.
Yeah, number 2.
Trying to figure out what's going on with Denver. And yesterday there were some reports that Joker signed off on the trade. Haven't really seen more of that, just one very noted and respected reporter that had that. But I was reading today that he should demand a trade because Denver has failed him. While he has won a championship, you look at his MVPs, you look at his All-Stars, he's never had an All-Star teammate in all his years. The organization now cleaning house right before the playoffs. You wonder if he signed off on Malone, would he want to try to follow him wherever Mike Malone lands? But if you're the Spurs front office, you've got to be figuring out, is he a legit candidate to replace Greg Popovich if Pop decides to retire?
Absolutely, he's a legit candidate. There's no question about it. I mean, the guy's a hell of a coach. And I think taking that should tell you all there is. Although Joker is the arguably the best player in the NBA right now. But the fact that he hasn't had an all-star around him, yet he still has that team in contention and they've won a title, it says a lot of everything you need to know of his coaching ability. And I wonder, it was Woody Page who said that yesterday, who's been a longtime Denver columnist, sports columnist, there, I think, with the Denver Post. But still, so you trust what he has to say, and he's the one that said Joker was okay with this. I've seen other things that say maybe not. Maybe he didn't know. And I'm sure Joker's going to get asked about that tonight. I mean, they're out in Sacramento, and he'll be interviewed either before or after the game or both, and I'm sure he's going to be asked about that. Whether he chooses to answer the question or not remains to be seen. But that team's got to be a little bit shell-shocked.
Well, and again, I mean, Kroenke told Altitude TV, the owner, Josh Kroenke, there were certain trends that were very worrisome to me at different points in time, but they would get masked by a few wins here and there. And in the world of professional sports, when winning and losing is your currency, winning can mask a lot of things. But again, to fire a winning coach this close to the playoffs, it's never happened, right? So there's something going on. You wonder how much Joker was aware ahead of time, or did he sign? Either way, you wonder who they're going to go get, and does Joker force his way out? Because at 30, that guy's been three-time MVP, could win MVP this year, although I think SGA ends up with it this year, maybe because of Joker fatigue. But, at the same time, you just look at this and you wonder, does he do the superstar thing and force his way out, especially if he doesn't like the hires that Kroenke ends up making, not only at general manager but at head coach?
Well, I tell you what, and that would be one of the biggest free agents or what trade people that ever existed. Can you imagine the Joker? I mean, on the trade block and what you could get for that guy, almost as much as the Mavericks probably could have got for Luka Doncic, except they gave him away.
Yeah, could have.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see. And look, Denver's got a lot to play for tonight. I mean, Golden State's right on their heels. Memphis is right on their heels. Minnesota's right on their heels. They actually, because the Clippers beat San Antonio last night, Denver falls to 5, and the Clippers move up to 4. Same record, but it's all that head-to-head stuff. So, big game for the Clippers tonight, the Nuggets tonight. And they play Sacramento, and I'm curious on this, and I'm not sure how it works, and in total transparency, Sacramento is already the only team that I see in the play-in portion that has clinched a spot there. So I don't know if Sacramento's going to rest some guys or not. However, it's a big game. Big game for the Warriors tonight against the Spurs. They want to stay in the mix. So a lot of big games, especially in the West, as we come down the stretch.
You know, and this time of year in the NBA is a lot of fun. Can't wait till the Spurs are back into playing this time of year. Instead, you know, like tonight, I'm more interested in what's happening in Dallas than I am in what's happening with the Spurs, because Luka does make his return to Dallas, his first time as a visiting player with the Lakers, and the tone-deaf Dallas Mavericks. They don't get it. They say they're going to honor Luka tonight. And there are T-shirts. There's photos of them all over the internet. Everybody in the building tonight is getting a T-shirt with a thank you message, although it's in Slovenian. I don't know. They're going to introduce Luka last, so he gets the ovation. They actually apparently tried to make some money off of this by going to some of Luka's national sponsors to get them to sponsor Luka night with the Mavericks. They were turned down.
Yeah, well, Luka's camp, his camp said, no, you can't do that. We don't want that. We're not going to allow it. So that didn't happen. So they tried to make money off of that, which is really bizarre. But you look at it, ESPN reporting today that the Mavericks are projected to lose millions in revenue this year and could lose as much as 9 figures over the next several years because they traded Luka Doncic. I mean, that's just a disaster for any business, much less an NBA basketball team.
Well, and I think part of it is the endorsement deals that were with Luka and then with the Mavericks because of Luka. They're not spending money with them. And again, Dallas tweets out earlier, thank you for everything, #MFFL. And it's pictures of the arena with all the shirts. Thinking, what the, honestly, it's an organization that just doesn't get it. Over and over and over, they've tripped over themselves and made themselves look more foolish over this Luka situation. And here's another one. The shirts, cool. I'm sure Maverick fans are going to love that. I'm curious how many Luka jerseys are in the building tonight in yellow versus in Mavericks.
Dude, let me tell you, I feel sorry for Mavericks players tonight. I really do, because I can envision that entire arena. They're going to go nuts when Luka is introduced.
Yep.
First and foremost. And you got to wonder if the fans will turn on the Mavericks in some respect there and almost root for Luka. I mean, every time he scores a bucket, you got to figure they're going to go nuts. And I just wonder if it's almost going to be a more of a home game for the Lakers than it will be for the Mavericks tonight. And I feel bad for the Mavericks players. But their owner brought this on themselves. As much as we talk about Malone's firing yesterday, which was bizarre as hell, this trade is still so head-scratching that it makes absolutely no sense to anybody. And I feel bad for the Mavericks players tonight because, look, the fans they're going to all the accolades are going to go to Luka, as they should. They're going to make sure that he knows how much they love him, and it wasn't them.
The Fire Nico chants are going to be loud
I'm
tonight.
Sure, yes.
The cheers for Luka are going to be loud tonight. It's bizarre. It is so bizarre on so many different levels. And I'm quite frankly glad Luka is going to play because I'm glad there's not a rule in the NBA if you get thrown out of a game like targeting in college football, you got to miss the next game, because Luka got thrown out of last night's game.
For a ridiculous reason.
Now, granted, Luka's reputation is what caused this. He already had one tee, and then he barked at a fan, but the official that teed him up earlier thought Luka was barking at him, and John Ireland, the Lakers radio guy, went absolutely nuts last night.
With him, Luka throws up an 8-footer, good, and the Lakers lead 108-107.
Oh, Luka just got thrown out.
Why?
He was talking trash to a fan, and the referee thought he was talking to him.
Oh, this is an absolutely horrible decision by JT Orr, by the official. Absolutely horrible. You cannot throw a star player out of an NBA game for talking to a fan.
No, the referee thought he was talking to him, and that's why he threw Luka out.
You cannot do this. Oh, my gosh. This is unconscionable. You cannot do this in a game that's this good. This is one of the worst pieces of officiating I have ever seen, and I've done this for 25 years. I hate this call, and I would say the same thing if they were doing it to Shea. The free throw's good to tie the game at 108. You cannot, Michael, throw a star player out of the game for talking to a fan.
He didn't think he was talking to the fan.
I don't care.
The referee thought he was talking to him. That's why he threw Luka out.
They had 3 Lakers explain it to him, and he still stuck to his guns because his ego is bigger than Luka staying in the game.
Unbelievable. John Ireland is the nicest guy you'll ever meet. Very calm, cool, and collected normally. But last night, he was fed up. And look, it's pretty ridiculous, and I get it. And because Luka chirps a lot.
Yeah.
And he chirps at the fans. He chirps at the officials as well. But that game was tied. You heard him say with the free, it's tied. They're tied with Oklahoma City at the time, and they go on to lose by 16. The Lakers do, and so it made a huge difference in the game at that point in time. Look, officials, they got a tough job. I'm not going to take anything away from them, but at some point in time, you need to back off a little bit and make sure what you're doing is the right thing to do.
It's bizarre. And Lakers television, I mean, Michael Thompson, that's Clay's dad, normally is the one that gets a little fired up, not John Ireland, who you say he is the
I don't care.
John is the nicest guy and a great guy for restaurant recommendations in Manhattan Beach.
Absolutely.
We were trying to get him on today, but with travel and the game he said, dude, I can't today with all the Luka back. We'll get him on. When playoffs start, we'll have to talk something because it won't be the Spurs.
Yes. Oh, that was just funny as hell. But seeing that, I didn't see it live, but I saw the highlights today, and it's like, every Laker player on the floor went up to that official and was trying to tell him, look, dude, that guy's being a jerk in the second row there, and that's who he was talking to. Didn't matter. He threw him out of the game.
I wonder if that guy will end up in Dallas tonight. He was in Oklahoma City last night.
The fan?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, Nico needs to do something else that's good. Why not?
Yeah, get Luka thrown out of the game. That'll be good. Hey, why not? If you're Nico Harrison, why not put a couple of jerks, just buy them tickets in the front row and say, just heckle the hell out of Luka Doncic?
I mean,
right? Why not?
Give them I Love Nico T-shirts.
Yes. Best trade ever.
Oh. I mean, it seems something dumb enough that Nico and this current Mavs ownership group would do.
Yeah.
They don't get it. I mean, I am by far not a Dallas Mavericks fan, but I've got a lot of friends that are Mavs fans. There's a lot of people listening right now that are fans of the Dallas Mavericks. You guys need a hug. I couldn't imagine if the Spurs were to do something like that. I mean, think about it. Like back in the day, if they would have traded Timmy, if they traded Wemby right now, and again, for nothing in return. It's one thing if you trade a guy and you get max value, you could almost see it, but this trade was so bad. And their attempts at PR following this trade have made it worse.
You don't trade a 25-year-old player who dragged you single-handedly into the playoffs, into the finals, and then you just turn around because, well, you don't like him the way he eats or the way he smokes or whatever he was doing that's just ridiculousness. The guy was so popular, as we have seen in Dallas, that it was just a disaster of a trade. Disaster. So the Lakers are good. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if Doncic throws up 40 or 50 tonight. And I think the Lakers are going to let him do whatever he wants and make sure he gets the basketball.
You know, it's interesting. Some of the comments right now on our YouTube, several that are saying it's all to try to get the Mavs to Vegas. New ownership. They're not going to get that new casino arena in Irving, then move him to Vegas. And then you get Claymore. Lifelong Mavericks fan, as he tells us almost every time this comes up.
Yeah.
He's a glass-half-full guy, which I didn't know this about Claymore until just now. Kyrie, P.J. Washington, Lively, current players didn't trade Luka. Nico and the ownership did.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's still rooting for his team, his players. He's rooting for the jersey, not the owner. He's rooting for the guys that are out there with Dallas on their shirt.
Well, and that's why I say I feel sorry for the Mavericks players tonight. Because the cheers for Luka are going to be nuts, and it's not their fault. It's not the players' fault. They didn't want this to happen, so it's not their fault. And so I feel bad for them. But look, I don't blame the fans for whatever they do tonight because this is their game, and I guarantee you this is probably one of the hottest tickets there is in Dallas tonight with Luka coming back. I'm sure there was people trying to get tickets to this thing all over the place, and they can charge whatever they want. But, dude, it's going to be nuts in there, but it is all going to be Luka Doncic. All of it is going to be that way.
Can't believe I'm saying this. I cannot wait to watch the Mavericks and Lakers tonight. Words I didn't think I would say.
Nope.
In a regular season matchup. This were the Western Conference Finals, sure, but regular season, but this game, wow. Cannot wait. Spurs do play tonight.
They do against the Warriors. I wish the Spurs could just throw up the white flag and say, we're done.
Well, they have.
Well, I'm just saying, without going through the motions.
Yeah, well, now they got to go through the motions. They still got to get paid. People in San Francisco played good money tonight to watch the 17-point underdog Spurs.
Look, dude, the Spurs played hard last night.
They did.
I mean, they did. I'm going to give them all the credit in the world. They played hard, so.
And look, man, a record was set last night by the San Antonio Spurs. How about old Keldon Johnson? Adapting to his new role, Keldon Johnson passed Manu and set the Spurs' new record for most points off the bench in a single season.
How about that?
929 points.
Wow. How about that?
Manu had 927 in 07-08. Dave Corzine, remember him?
Yeah. I do.
Liar.
I do remember Corzine.
You remember Corzine?
One of the Bruise brothers?
In 1980, the 80-81 season, he had 857. The rifleman Chuck Person scored 845 off the bench in 94-95. And Marco Bellinelli, 820 in 18-19.
In 18-19?
18.
Oh,
18-19 season.
Damn, I didn't know basketball was invented in the 1800s.
Yeah, Marco played a while ago, but not that far ago. Good Lord.
By the way,
you remember Corzine in 80-81, but not 18-19?
Anthony Davis just arrived at the Mavericks Arena and apparently got a big round of applause from all the
Laker
employees.
fans there?
No, the employees, because he's in the tunnel. I'm watching video of it, and it was all the employees are giving him a heads up. And you got to feel sorry for that guy tonight. I mean, think about it. Think about the love that Luke is going to get. And there's Anthony Davis, who was the big trade piece in that whole deal.
You're right. Michelle Montaigne, who is a former Reagan Rattler, now working for WFAA up in Dallas, tweeted out Anthony Davis and the video walking in. The staff knows, dude, it's going to be a long night for you.
Yeah.
It ain't your fault.
No,
it's not your fault.
None of the players' fault. That's tough.
Going to be electric inside.
No doubt.
The AAC tonight. Speaking of, and you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available for you for both residential and commercial needs. I know I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years. They put up extra spotlight over one of my grills outside, extra outlets in the garage because, you know, the builder never puts enough in there. Dimmer lights in the living room. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. Whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So when you need a project done, whether it's at your house, whether it's at your office, call Hill Electric, a great locally owned, family-run business. The phone number, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs coming back from San Francisco. Are they coming back with their tails tucked?
They'll be playing in Augusta. We'll keep you up to date as the Masters will be in full force. So much to do, so little time. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Rock's Discount Vitamins and More wants to thank God and San Antonio for making Rock's the king of supplements. Are you losing weight, building muscle, or just getting healthy? Rock's has you covered. Weight loss and muscle building packages starting at just $75. Plus, get a free in-body scan in 15 seconds with the In-Body 270 analysis. Start tracking your results today. The pros at Rock's know their products, how they work, and what's best for your health and fitness goals. Call 210-342-7625 or visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District understands that keeping your child safe is your top priority. Vaccines are safe and can help your child's immune system fight harmful germs. They protect against serious diseases and can even save lives. Because when it comes to your child's health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. Learn more at sa.gov/health. sa.gov/health.
If you've been waiting and waiting to get your eyes taken care of, tired of wearing those glasses, tired of wearing those contacts, what are you waiting for? Now is the time to get it done. At Manrique Custom Vision Center, Dr. Manrique prides himself in getting you out of those glasses or contacts with his blade and pain-free LASIK, which is totally safe and comfortable. It will give you the best possible vision, and you can throw out the glasses and contacts. They've got over 25 years of experience, and they've done over 72,000 laser vision corrections. They offer financing to all with up to 36 months interest-free. Give them a call today to set it up. 210-354-2020. Come and see the Manrique difference for yourself. Every patient benefits from a customized vision plan that they bring to life with state-of-the-art technology, a variety of options to help make your treatment an investment you can afford and the right people. Change your vision, change your life today. It's Manrique, 210-354-2020.
Did you know that 70% of divorces are filed by women? She's already thinking about it. I urge you, do not get caught off guard. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. Divorce is tough. It's emotional, challenging, and can upend everything you've worked hard for. But here's the truth. You have a choice. You can either let your spouse dictate the terms, or you can take control and protect your financial future. At Barton & Associates, this isn't just about getting through the process. It's about protecting what you've built, securing your assets, and ensuring you have the resources to move forward with confidence. You've worked hard for everything you have, and we're here to help safeguard it and avoid unnecessary losses. If you're serious about protecting yourself through the divorce process and securing your future, Barton & Associates is the team you need by your side. Call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Folks, right now is the ideal time to get ready for the summer season with the Quarter Moon AC $58.99 preseason special. It's a real home run. You'll have your AC ready before the summer heat hits. We'll inspect your AC's indoor and outdoor coils, filters, temperature levels, and make sure you're ready for the summer heat. All just for $58.99. So when your AC is warming up, Quarter Moon comes in like a heavy hitter.
Hey, batter, I'm gonna give it some heat.
651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Guys over 40, tired of low energy, just not feeling like yourself? Testosterone replacement therapy by Synergenics is the answer. Don't waste time waiting for online services when you can start today. Treatment is tailor-made just for you, and it is covered by most major insurance. Visit one of their conveniently located clinics, see a medical provider, and feel great today. During April, the consultation is free. Why wait when you can be seen now? Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com. Feel like you again.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix.
Man, that's some electric music going on in there.
You know, it's the theme.
The theme?
Sure, why not?
Okay. What theme are we doing?
I don't know. It's Pledge's birthday, man. He's in a mood.
What's good? Pledge can do whatever he wants today.
Well, let's not get out of
As far as the music goes, anyway. Buckyball in College Station. Aggies, you'll get to listen to this all basketball season long. That's hilarious.
You going to wake up early tomorrow and watch Masters?
Absolutely.
You're going to skip the gym to stay home and watch the Masters?
Well, I don't know about that. They've got it on there. But the guy that I want to see, look, you know, I'm a big Jordan Spieth fan.
Mm-hmm.
4,800 plus 4,800 to win this thing. I put $25 on the guy. I'll win 1,200 if he happens to snake in there and win.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. I might buy you guys a beer if that happens.
Might.
Uh-huh.
Might.
But I figure, what the hell?
A beer?
$25 for a chance to win 1,200.
Sure.
Not bad. I'll take those odds.
I mean, sure. I mean, if you're looking to just try to make money, you know, that's what you're doing. Who's favored to win?
Rory McIlroy. It was the favorite. Then Scotty Scheffler. They're very close, at least on the service that I use.
Yes.
They're very close, though. I think Rory was like 370 or 4. I don't know. They were close.
Yeah.
But I figured 4,800. I mean, that's a lot, right? $25.
Sure. I mean, Pledge is thinking he could have bought him a nice birthday dinner. Could have got him a
for
gift
$25?
card. I mean, a gift card to Applebee's. He would have been fine.
$25?
Sure. He's single. It takes care of his food, not his beer, but it's there.
I'm just happy that Pledge is happy. See, I said happy birthday to the guy. What else did you do?
Get him a card?
Didn't get me anything.
It's not your birthday.
Well, when it was my birthday, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, you didn't.
I bought lunch that day.
Oh, you did?
He did.
Dude, I don't remember that far back.
One of the rare times that Pledge actually buys lunch. And you forget? I mean, it was a grand gesture on his part.
Dude, I don't remember what happened yesterday, much less 6 months ago.
But you're very confident in trying to call me out.
Yes.
I figured my odds were good.
Kind of like betting on Jordan Spieth to win the Masters.
Exactly. Look, I don't have any expectation, but I figure, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
You throw $25 down for a chance to win 1,200. I figure those odds are pretty good.
Sure.
I mean, I've spent $25 on a lot worse.
Like what?
I mean, that's like one hand of blackjack, for goodness sake.
Well, sure.
Right?
Sure.
So there you go.
Yeah. You trying to talk yourself into this was a good bet or not?
Well, I know. I don't think it was a good bet. I'm not sure Jordan Spieth has any chance, but you never know, right? He may get hot. He may do something right. I mean, he's won the Masters before, so you never know.
You never know.
We'll see.
All I know is Augusta looks incredible.
Oh, my God.
It is such an incredible golf course that I've never been to. I remember one time years ago, we were going to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, for a vacation. Or not Myrtle Beach, Hilton Head. And the layover from Atlanta to the Savannah airport was forever. So we decided rent a car and drive from Atlanta over. It would have been shorter. It was still a long drive. But I went way out of the way to go to Augusta to see if you could do anything. And you can't even get close enough. You can stop on the road and get a picture of the sign before the cops come.
Yeah.
But they won't even let you drive in and kind of turn around and see the place. I mean, you can't do anything, nor do they sell any gear there.
Well, they want you to go inside.
Well,
or you can order it online, I think, afterwards.
Now, but back then, they were so.
Well, cell phones aren't allowed on the grounds.
They're not.
You can't take your cell phone onto the grounds there in Augusta. You and people, they had a great article today I was reading. You have to go get like your disposable camera. You can take cameras in there.
Yeah.
No phone.
But no phones. I remember when R.J. Ochoa got to go. He said the first couple hours were miserable being that disconnected. Then it was actually kind of nice.
Yeah. I could see that happening. But, I mean, if you know, and you just tell everybody, hey, I'm at the Masters. I'll be out of touch for the next, 4 to 6 hours or whatever it is. I think people would understand that.
Sure.
Maybe more.
8, 10.
Sure.
For what it costs to go, I'm there early, and I'm
absolutely,
and I'm staying all the way through. No, I wouldn't leave that game early, Joe.
Bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
My brother's been, but he didn't. He went to a
practice round.
Practice round. So he didn't go to an actual deal. But he said that was pretty cool because the golfers are more relaxed and you can. I don't know.
Your brother got to go and he didn't invite you?
He did not. That's
so big.
He did say, though, the fascinating thing about it is you spend more time just kind of looking around at all the beautiful stuff than you do watching the golf. He said the golf course is absolutely just fantastically gorgeous.
Look at it. And those greens, man, they're glass.
Oh, yeah, Brooks Koepka, that liver, who is regretting his decision.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, he is, buddy. I promise you.
Yeah.
He made a hole-in-one.
Yeah.
No, Koepka is. He's trying really hard to get back in.
Well, we've got
true story. True story.
We can't keep making it up.
I'm just saying.
He might be trying to get in or back, but it doesn't mean he, totally regrets his decision because all he has to do is check his bank account.
See, you guys keep talking about money, and I get that's important. You want that. But, if you're a guy like Koepka or even a guy like John Rahm, you kind of want to compete against, like, real golfers. Not guys playing in a scramble every week, wearing shorts and drinking beer. I mean, that's pretty much what the Live Tour is.
It sounds perfect to me.
Well, to you,
I mean, we're going to have
you're not a competitor.
We're going to have that. We're going to have that Monday at the Golf Club of Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
Sold out spring golf tournament coming up Monday at the Golf Club of Texas. Brought to you by Flight by Yingling. You can't play because we're sold out.
No,
but you can come to the after party on Monday. The Hangar Bar on Petranco. You don't have to play in the golf tournament. You can wear shorts.
Sure, you can there.
You could even wear a white belt if you want.
Well, I will be. That's for damn sure.
You come dressed like Joe.
I would be.
I'm a white belt and a FootJoy half zip, quarter zip.
I won't be doing that. I have a feeling it's going to be hot that day.
Mm-hmm. You'll still wear your half zip.
I haven't looked at the weather forecast for Monday, but I know it's going to be great.
You promised great weather several weeks ago.
And I usually deliver on my promises.
Usually.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, I'm right.
Yes.
About 82% of the time, I'm right.
Every time.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Okay, everyone, what did you think of the chocolate bar?
It's too chewy.
Feels kind of chalky.
Too much nougat.
I need to go brush my teeth.
Business is booming for Steph's small marketing research firm.
After all these focus groups, there's only one conclusion. I need more researchers.
And she's way too busy researching.
Does this have peanuts?
To waste time researching resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist, with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
At Diamonds Direct, we believe luxury is an experience and not a price tag. Luxury is expert guidance. It's the selection of 10 jewelry stores under one roof. It's saving time on endless comparison shopping, and you'll only find this experience at Diamonds Direct. Our luxury showroom has it all backed by our lifetime warranties and our signature best price guarantee. Diamonds Direct is the perfect combination of luxury and value, so you don't ever have to compromise. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Made in America, highest quality. That's Connecticut quality water softeners. There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is a wise investment for your home.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it.
It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink, $400 off with trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
This weekend, only at Macy's, it's our lowest prices of spring. How low? Diamond rings, pendants, and earrings, only $399, originally $1,500. Ninja blenders, now $89.99. And $395 men's designer suits, only $99.99. So if you're wondering why you should shop Macy's lowest prices sale, well, the name pretty much says it all. It's our lowest prices for one weekend only. Going on now at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Join us for San Antonio's premier fiesta event, Taste of the Northside, presented by H-E-B, Thursday, May 1st at 6. Experience gourmet food and wine tastings, sip on elevated spirits and cold brews, and enjoy live entertainment at our new location, The Rock at La Cantera. All proceeds benefit Brighton Center, serving children with disabilities and developmental delays in San Antonio. Limited all-inclusive tickets are $300 in advance and can be purchased at tasteofthenorthside.org. Viva Fiesta!
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the UTSA Roadrunners landed a huge addition in the transfer portal. Arizona State guard Austin Nunez It's a homecoming for Nunez. He was a 4-star recruit here in San Antonio playing at Wagner. Big news today, though, the San Antonio Brahmas, their offensive coordinator, A.J. Smith, has resigned. That following the Brahmas' 0-2 start to the season. Not certain at this point in time who will take over play calling duties.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports.
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Here we go!
So by request, you'll do it if somebody
Well,
named
it
Oscar
depends. I just feel
chimes in?
Oscar was being very kind about it. Art Garcia, too. Little hump day action. So just for old time's sake.
Well, I'm glad that you did that because I'm caught up in this video from the Masters, Poppy McElroy. And I don't know how old she is, but she's little. But she just sank, I don't know how long of a putt that was, but I'm jealous.
Well, she's not very old.
No, she's little. But look at this putt. How far do you think that putt is? I know that's great radio because Joe's looking at it, but she lines it up, she putts, kind of slow, and then everybody goes nuts because it takes it a while to get there. And she just tapped it enough to get over this little ridge, and then it just finds its groove. And
about a 30-footer probably, I would say, something like that.
At the very least.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, at the very least. And everybody celebrates, and this kid has no idea what she just did.
Well, it was funny because Rory was talking to the media in a press conference on Tuesday, talking about his daughter's old enough, came home and asked her dad if he was famous. So she had no idea he was a famous golfer. Kids.
Well, you know, and that's what's cool about this Masters tradition. But we saw this last week at the Valero Texas Open. Jordan Spieth finished his round, and we were walking by, and Jordan was doing the media, and Joe wanted to stop and talk to Jordan. So we did, and Jordan's wife is there with the little kid. And
a bun in the oven, too.
Yeah, the wife is pregnant, but there's also one that's already out. And Jordan started signing autographs for the kids. And his kid was like, Dad, let's go. He wanted that little kid wanted to, wherever they were going to go. I heard the word ice cream. Yeah, there was something. And he was like, that kid had no idea. Everybody wants a photo or an autograph from my dad. I just want him to take me to get some damn ice cream. I've been out here all day waiting for you to finish work.
Exactly right. Work. Oh, my gosh.
Well, I mean, that's what it was. But
I guess it is.
It is cool when you see that side of it because you don't often see that side or even think about or care about that side of it, that their families, and now he's just played a round and he's got to go play dad.
Well, that's pretty cool. And that's what he did today. In fact, Jordan disqualified himself from the three-point tournament because he let his kid hit the shot. You can do that, but you can't win the tournament then if you do that. So he did it right off the bat, very first shot. Because, look, you don't want to win the par 3 tournament anyway. Nobody who wins the par 3 tournament ever wins the Masters. It's never happened. Never happened.
But it will at some point.
Well, maybe.
No 16 seed beat a 1 until it happened.
It could happen at some point. I don't know who's winning that thing or who won it, but we'll see. It's something to watch.
It is something to watch. It's just, if you go find that video, it's pretty cool video. And again, jealous. I admit, jealous. That putt, and she didn't know. She has no idea.
No clue. I tell you what, we saw. Well, I told you Brooks Koepka made a hole-in-one.
Yeah, that video's out there.
Dude, but it wasn't. He didn't put backspin on that ball. He threw it up past the flag onto a ledge or a hump, and it just rolled back down like it was rolling on a piece of glass.
Yeah, bounced 3 times and then rolled. I mean, he did that exactly the way it was supposed to be. That's the way he drew it up.
Oh, I'm sure it's this way he drew it up. Dude, please. Damn liver. Worthless.
Well, he's wearing pants.
Yeah, he has to.
Well, I mean,
probably going to chafe him. He's not used to that. No shotgun start this week either. Sorry, Brooks. You're not playing in a scramble. Maybe better off flying down to San Antonio on Monday and playing in our tournament.
I mean, he could.
Would we have room for him? We're sold out.
We're sold out.
Yeah.
Although I think we'd find room if he showed up.
No, we wouldn't.
Yeah, we would.
What about Paige?
No, that'd be okay. Paige could show up.
Could you imagine if Brooks were to show up at our golf tournament? We would just, find a good par 5 and let him drive for people for charity?
It's like, sorry, Brooks.
Raise more money for the Pan American Golf Association?
We're sold out, Brooks.
You would not. You'd be like, Brooks, will you sign my white belt?
No, he's a liver.
But he wants to be back.
He wants to. He's regretting his decision.
You would welcome him back with open arms, Joe Reinagel.
Uh-huh. John Rahm regretted it the moment he deposited all that money in his bank account.
Well, maybe not the moment. Maybe after a second or third event going, this isn't what I thought it was.
Nope, it's not.
Like staying at the White Lotus.
Is that a hotel?
Dude, you've got to watch White Lotus.
I'm asking. It's a hotel?
It's a resort.
Oh, a resort.
It's a resort. You'd go, man, I'd want to go there.
Yeah?
It's made up. I'm on season 3 because, season 1 and then season 2 and now season 3. I watched the ending of it last night and holy crap.
Well, what cheese ball would name a place the White Lotus?
I don't know. Same cheese ball that calls it the Ryu Resorts or RIU, Ryu, which are fantastic. Who cares?
Is Lotus like a thing?
I have no idea.
Is that an insect?
Dude, I have no idea.
I'm just asking.
It's made up. It's a TV show.
See, I didn't know it was a resort. I thought it was like a car or something.
A car?
Well, I mean, isn't there a Lotus car? Dude, I don't know. I'll watch it, though. Lotus is a flower. Thank you, Pledge.
Which makes sense when you see the logo of the White Lotus.
Okay. All right.
It's a resort.
Okay.
In great destinations.
Now, is that because that's what the show told you it is, or is that really what it is?
That's common knowledge, Joe.
It's common knowledge. Okay. Really? I'm sure everybody knew what a Lotus was.
I'll admit, I've never ordered a bouquet of lotus or loti, whatever that would be. All I know is it's a great show if you're looking for something to watch. Now I'm needing something else to watch, so if you've been watching something, let me know.
Now, see, there is a Lotus flower.
Oh, yes.
There's also a Lotus car.
Yes.
And believe it or not, there's a rapper named Lotus Juice.
Okay.
Did you know that?
Sure.
Just asking. There's a Lotus Spine and Pain.
And the resort, my friend. The made-up resort on a TV show.
How about that? Who knew?
It's a good show. You would enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm going to watch.
Yeah, sure.
No, I seriously am. I'm going to. I need something else.
Far better than the Andy Griffith show that you've been watching.
Well, we just finished Reacher, so we need something else. Reacher's good. Have you seen Reacher?
Yes.
You have?
Well, I've started it. It's kind of like Night Agent. I didn't like the second season of Night Agent. I think I only got through 2 episodes and stopped.
Wow.
Reacher was kind of the same way.
Okay.
Might get back to it. Might not.
I don't care.
Started watching White Lotus.
You do you, buddy.
I always do. Always do. Wade Phillips is going to join us here coming up at 4:35. Should be a very interesting Wednesdays with Wade, considering today they've made a change at offensive coordinator. We'll get the latest from the head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas here in a bit on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. while it is a Wednesday,
Hump Day,
it's also steak night out at the Roo Pub. You want to get into the Roo Pub tonight and enjoy steak night. $19.95 for a great 12-ounce ribeye, your potato, the salad, the works. Go get in there and get that Minix ribeye. It is fantastic. And Spurs do play tonight. Mavs, Lakers, they're going to have that on whatever baseball is there. No better place to go watch any big game, any big fight than the Roo with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Take advantage of steak night tonight, but if you're not in the mood for steak, I'd question you, but they do have the biggest and best wings in town. About 15 different burgers on the menu. I love their fried shrimp, the chicken sandwich, even their hot dogs are great. Pledge tells me these salads are wonderful. He'll probably head in and get a great birthday salad at tonight, James Pledger will. And that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
A lot of people argue that the best breed of dog is a lineage called the Rescue. They're right. That's why we're asking San Antonio Sports Star listeners to help no-kill rescue agencies around San Antonio with food that these pups need. They're all good dogs. They just need a chance. The voice of the National Dog Show, John O'Hurley, will join the Sports Star guys all day Friday, April 11th for the 2025 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. Sponsored by Thomas J. Henry, the Institute for Functional Health, Big State Financial, G-Defy Shoes, Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC, Ponderosa Ranch, Mr. W Fireworks, and Fifi and Fido's Pet Boutique. So lend a helping paw during the 2025 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon, Friday, April 11th, with 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business, and that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Texas coastal waterfront properties starting at only $49.9?
That's right. Driftwood Acres at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay, is extending their grand opening for 1 day this Saturday. Book your private tour to see 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access, starting at just $49.9. Yes, just $49.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, resort-style pool and cabana, community fishing pier, boat and RV storage, and so much more. It's happening Saturday, April 12th, 1 day only. Coastal waterfront property starting at an unbelievable $49.9. Just $49.9. Call to book your private tour or for information for this Saturday. 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Appointments are limited, so call now. 210-853-0389. Texas waterfront properties will never be more affordable. 210-853-0389.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
Rock's Discount Vitamins and More wants to thank God and San Antonio for making Rock's the king of supplements. Are you losing weight, building muscle, or just getting healthy? Rock's has you covered. Weight loss and muscle building packages starting at just $75. Plus, get a free in-body scan in 15 seconds with the In-Body 270 analysis. Start tracking your results today. The pros at Rock's know their products, how they work, and what's best for your health and fitness goals. Call 210-342-7625 or visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
Did you know that 70% of divorces are filed by women? She's already thinking about it. I urge you, do not get caught off guard. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. Divorce is tough. It's emotional, challenging, and can upend everything you've worked hard for. But here's the truth. You have a choice. You can either let your spouse dictate the terms, or you can take control and protect your financial future. At Barton & Associates, this isn't just about getting through the process. It's about protecting what you've built, securing your assets, and ensuring you have the resources to move forward with confidence. You've worked hard for everything you have, and we're here to help safeguard it and avoid unnecessary losses. If you're serious about protecting yourself through the divorce process and securing your future, Barton & Associates is the team you need by your side. Call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Wade Phillips, head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, will join us in about 15 minutes from right now. It is The Blitz. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Howdy. Howdy.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Did Bucky McMillan, did he do a howdy at his press conference?
He had to have, right?
I mean,
is that a requirement?
It should be a requirement. We got his awkward laugh clipped, but I don't know that we clipped his howdy. And I'm looking at Pledge because I'm guessing Pledge didn't think about that when he was doing the editing on that.
Mm-hmm.
And because we got sucked into
Revenge of the Nerds Part 3.
And that was the nicer of his awkward laughs because he had plenty of them.
Oh, my goodness. That's going to be fun to watch next fall when the Aggies kick off the basketball season.
He better win.
Nah, I'm telling you. I mean, that honestly, for Texas A&M, for me, is that's sticking your neck out kind of higher, isn't it? If you're the AD there?
To make a jump from Samford to Texas A&M, big time.
Big time.
Especially when there was all kinds of talk about Chris Beard. And you go from Chris Beard to he might be great, and he did great things at Samford, but that's like saying, you know what, I'm going to trade in my Kia Forte for a Lamborghini.
Exactly.
And drive it the same. I mean, you've had a Kia Forte, can you handle driving this Lamborghini? And we are going to find out if Buckyball is Lamborghini worthy real quick. I mean, it's ballsy, and the AD's got to have a lot of confidence to be able to pull off that hire.
I tell you, that was a surprise hire. I know Samford was like one of the picks in the first round of the
great
tournament.
Mid-major.
Right, but it is a mid-major, and he came from the minor leagues to the big leagues real quick.
Well, in a lot of ways. I mean, you'd almost say he went from AA to the majors and skipped AAA.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's exactly right.
You know, Samford to UTSA seems like a logical step. Samford to UTSA, in Pop's words, man, he skipped all kinds of steps.
He did, and they did, so we'll see.
Although basketball has been weird. Weird hire that you see there at Texas A&M might be great. Jury's out. Weird firings in the NBA. All kinds of weirdness in the NBA. John Morant.
I don't get this guy.
Well, John Morant, trying to figure out, I mean, you could easily say, this dude is just trying to get suspended.
I think he is.
Or is he just saying, where's the line? I'm going to mess with you. All right, I can't do this. Can I do that?
Well, the problem is when he got fined the first time for showing the gun deal that he does, he did it again.
Well, he did it again because he's shooting threes.
And I don't think Silver did anything the second time. And then last night he makes a three, and he's like he throws a grenade into the stands.
Well, because he was told he's not allowed to make a shooting motion.
Oh, okay. So a grenade's better. I got it. He should have done the bow and arrow thing. At least people maybe could have got out of the way of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's trying to be suspended for whatever reason. And look, Memphis is going to be in the playoffs. I mean, they could be as high as a fourth seed, and I mean they're going to be in, but they're not going to do anything if Ja Morant's not there.
No. It's I mean, and again, I have no idea, but you see that and your reaction is, dude, you're just trying to get in trouble.
Yes.
You're trying to, you see somebody at your job someplace, dude, you're just trying to get fired. You're trying to test the bosses. Or when you were in school, either your principal or your parents, push the line. And we've all done that, push the line to a degree. But, I mean, you also know when you're playing with fire, you're going to get burned. And at some point, Ja Morant, I don't know. Although there was talk about getting him traded out of Memphis after they fired their coach a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's very, very true. So, interesting stuff. I don't know what he's doing. I wish he'd stop, though, because if I want to see good playoff basketball, and if he's not with Memphis, we're not going to see it. By the way, Yahoo Sports just tweeted out that the NBA has rescinded that second technical foul for Luka Doncic from last night, which makes perfect sense, and I'm glad that they did that.
Well, you're right. They did the right thing, but it screwed the Lakers last night because that was a close game that the Lakers needed and could have won last night, and then they ended up getting blown out. I would like to see, and you know what we did? We fined the referee for having too thin a skin because now granted, Luka had a tee already for chirping at the official, cussing them, and Luka's known to dog cuss officials all night long. Some of those guys, they don't want to take it. Guy that teed him up earlier, Luka turns, cusses him, and although not him, a fan, but the ref thought it was him, even though they tried to say, dude, it wasn't you. He wouldn't back off. Doesn't change the fact that the Lakers lost last night.
It doesn't change it. It's the same with that stupid 2-minute report that they do, the final 2 minutes of the game. And we made a mistake here, we made a mistake here, but birds up.
Well,
I mean, that's basically what they're saying, so I don't really give a damn. We know that you messed up. We know that you messed up, and it's like, I don't care. So, you admit your mistake. All right, well, that's great. Lakers still got an L.
At least when they do that in the spirit of transparency, they try to get it right even if it's wrong, and they're going to learn from their mistakes. It doesn't change the fact that we had an incredible meltdown, if you will, from Lakers broadcaster John Ireland when Luka got tossed last night.
With him, Luka throws up an 8-footer, good, and the Lakers lead 108-107.
Oh, Luka just got thrown out.
Why?
He was talking trash to a fan, and the referee thought he was talking to him.
Oh, this is an absolutely horrible decision by JT Orr, by the official. Absolutely horrible. You cannot throw a star player out of an NBA game for talking to a fan.
No, the referee thought he was talking to him, and that's why he threw Luka out.
You cannot do this. Oh, my gosh. This is unconscionable. You cannot do this in a game that's this good. This is one of the worst pieces of officiating I have ever seen, and I've done this for 25 years. I hate this call, and I would say the same thing if they were doing it to Shea. The free throw's good to tie the game at 108. You cannot, Michael, throw a star player out of the game for talking to a fan.
He didn't think he was talking to the fan.
I don't care.
The referee thought he was talking to him. That's why he threw Luka out.
They had 3 Lakers explain it to him, and he still stuck to his guns because his ego is bigger than Luka staying in the game.
John Ireland, the radio voice of the L.A. Lakers, very upset with that call, and now we know that the NBA has rescinded that call, but the Lakers still lost the game.
They probably heard John's rant said, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, for that guy's feathers to get ruffled, because Ireland, such a nice guy. He doesn't lose it very often. Not like that. Michael Thompson, Clay's dad, who's on the broadcast, is normally the guy that John is trying to calm down. For Michael Thompson to be the voice of reason tells you how bad John Ireland felt and how mad he was at that call.
He was just trying to tell him, look, that the reason they threw him out is because the official.
I don't care.
Yeah, that was hilarious. But it was clear that there was a guy in the stands who was barking at Luka. Luka barked back, and the official thought it was at him.
Well, I know that will make everything better for Luka today as he rolls into his old home arena and faces his old team, the Dallas Mavericks, tonight. The Mavericks continue to do stupid things. They are so tone deaf. Everybody gets a free shirt tonight. Thanking Luka.
How about that?
In
nice.
Slovenian.
I don't care.
Maverick fans are probably going to eat it up.
I know they are.
I'm curious how many Laker jerseys are going to be there as opposed to Mavericks jerseys.
Well, I don't think that will happen.
Laker jerseys?
Well, there's always Laker jerseys everywhere. But I hate that when they come to San Antonio and there's so many Laker jerseys out there. Having said that, the fans are going to be cheering for Luka. And I feel sorry for the Maverick players because they had nothing to do with this. And it's going to be a Luka show tonight. Wouldn't surprise me if you got 40. 50 tonight. He's going to go nuts.
What about Anthony Davis?
Yeah, I feel bad for that guy, too.
He needs a hug.
He might. Well, he's going to try and play hard, too. I mean, obviously, right? So, I don't know.
You know who else might need a hug? Our good friend Wade Phillips.
I think he probably does.
0-2 start and has made a change to his offensive play caller. We will hear from Wade Phillips, the head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas. He joins us next here on the Blitz, here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing or your AC, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau, and at Quartermoon, they are green certified. They don't often run specials, but they have one running right now, a pre-summer AC inspection special for just $58.99. They'll come out, check your capacitor, indoor coil, outdoor coil, filter, and check all the proper temperature levels. So get that scheduled. Call 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic on Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas is officially sold out. But you can still join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Celebrate with cold drinks, great food, and good times. The sold out San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic presented by
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
If you've been waiting and waiting to get your eyes taken care of, tired of wearing those glasses, tired of wearing those contacts, what are you waiting for? Now is the time to get it done. At Manrique Custom Vision Center, Dr. Manrique prides himself in getting you out of those glasses or contacts with his blade and pain-free LASIK, which is totally safe and comfortable. It will give you the best possible vision, and you can throw out the glasses and contacts. They've got over 25 years of experience, and they've done over 72,000 laser vision corrections. They offer financing to all with up to 36 months interest-free. Give them a call today to set it up. 210-354-2020. Come and see the Manrique difference for yourself. Every patient benefits from a customized vision plan that they bring to life with state-of-the-art technology, a variety of options to help make your treatment an investment you can afford and the right people. Change your vision, change your life today. It's Manrique, 210-354-2020.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District understands that keeping your child safe is your top priority. Vaccines are safe and can help your child's immune system fight harmful germs. They protect against serious diseases and can even save lives. Because when it comes to your child's health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. Learn more at sa.gov/health. sa.gov/health.
George gets justice. The accident wasn't your fault, but now you're facing pain, bills, and uncertainty. You don't have to do it alone at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. They listen, explain your options, and fight for what you deserve. No upfront costs, no stress, just real help when you need it. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
It's Wednesdays with Wade. San Antonio Brahmas head coach Wade Phillips joins the Blitz every Wednesday for an inside look at your San Antonio Brahmas. Now, here's the Blitz with Wade Phillips.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Get right to it. Wade Phillips, head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. 0-2 on the season. Coach, offense is struggling, and today you've made a change at offensive coordinator. Can you take us through the decision-making process?
Yeah, well, I didn't make the decision myself. A.J. Smith came in and said he wanted to move on, and for personal reasons, and so that's where it left us. So we had to make some quick changes and get ready for today's practice and so forth. So it basically his decision, or was his decision.
So, Coach, who is going to be the play caller from now on? Have you made that decision yet?
Yeah, Peyton Pardee is going to take over the OC, and Jesse Thompson, our running back coach, will take the special teams. Both of them have been in those areas before. So, of course, Peyton, coaches the wide receivers, which is obviously a big part of the passing game.
You know, the connections with the Oilers and Jack Pardee and seeing Peyton get that is pretty cool. Back to AJ, because I saw some tweets, so I'm glad you clarified his decision for personal reasons. Were you surprised by that, or with the way the offense has struggled to this point?
No, I was surprised. I mean, we've been together for 3 years. We've been in the playoffs every year. We won the XFL championship. I mean, he's done some good things for us, certainly. And I tried to talk him out of it, but I couldn't. So he just felt like that's what he needed to do in his life, and I couldn't change his mind.
Wow. Well, Coach, when you look at the offense, obviously it has been struggling a little bit in these first two ball games. Will there be much of a change with Coach Pardee?
I think some. I mean, we have some positives in the offense. I mean, especially the running game. We're third in the league in rushing and 5.6 per rush. So, that hopefully that won't change. But yeah, obviously our whole staff, which has been together, but our whole staff offensively is getting together, and they had to do it quickly this morning because we had to basically change practice. For this afternoon's practice. And we had a good practice. So our players, people adjust. Our players are adjusting. Our coaches are adjusting, and it's. I don't think it's ever a positive, but it's. It's something that he moved on, so we got to move on.
Wade Phillips joining us here on the Blitz, head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. And we're going to bring in Cody Latimer as a coach for wide receivers and tight ends for us. Cody played for us, obviously, and was all league. And I got a bad knee injury, but he wanted to go into coaching, and I think he'll be a really asset for us. And plus, he was a leader on our team last year anyway. So I think I know it's a good hire for us.
Good deal. Coach, when you think about 18 points in 2 games offensively, a change in OC by his choice, but do other changes need to happen? I mean, Kellen looks okay, but is there issues in the offensive line or receivers running routes, or how do you, when you're going through the film, trying to figure out why this offense hasn't clicked the way it was expected to?
Yeah, I mean, it's more the passing game. Obviously, like I said, we're able to run the football, but we've been behind. So actually, our running game would have been a lot better if we're in the game, but we had to go completely passing, which we've got to play a closer game where we can have the option to run or pass. But I think, I mean, we had a good practice today, and guys bought into what we're doing. You can't completely change everything, but I thought a lot of things that we did differently look good in practice.
Well, obviously, when you make a change or the coach himself made the change and you explain that to the players, I would imagine there's a little bit of shock with them too. And how did they handle the news, Coach? You said you had a good practice, which is a good thing, but was there a little bit of shock and awe for those guys?
Well, to a certain extent, but I mean, it's all of us. I mean, obviously we didn't know it was going to happen. It came up really this morning, and I thought everybody, just picked it up and went forward and moved on. Just like AJ moved on, we moved on pretty substantially today, I thought, as far as our execution. And we're emphasizing the attention to detail. We've been pretty good in our assignments, but we need more detail. And I thought we did that well today.
Any changes in the starting lineup offensively?
No, not really. I mean, I think I think all the areas. I mean, our offensive line. When you're losing, you say they didn't do well, but their blocking and stuff is really good up front, especially in the running game.
Well, we were talking about the offense, Coach. What about the defense? What do you see that needs to improve there? Obviously, first two games, there's been a lot of points given up.
Well, it's all a running game. Both teams have rushed over 100 yards on us, and that's something we weren't used to, and we didn't expect to happen, but it has. So our emphasis is stop the running game. And part of last week's running game, obviously, was the quarterback running for 60 yards. So, and we faced the same type quarterback this week, so we've got to improve quickly in that area.
Coach, being the defensive genius that you've made your career as, your 59 points allowed through 2 games, do you just watch the film and shake your head and going, is it look easy is not the right word, but does it seem fixable from your seat?
Yeah, I cry a lot, but no, yeah, I mean it's certainly disappointing. I mean, we're disappointed certainly as a team overall of what we've shown, but we have a lot of high character guys. I think that you know they're still moving forward with the team and expect to have success and working at it. They're very hard workers and a very high character group. I think is going to keep coming on. Yeah, defensively we have a completely different front than we had last year. I mean, we had the two linebackers we had, but we don't have the same front we had, and it just hadn't melded together yet. So I think, we'll do a few things different certainly, but to try to help that area, help the running game, help stop the running game. So we've got to do that first.
Wait, just to ask you, and you guys don't have any preseason games to try and work out any kinks, and I know some teams are further along than some others. Do you think maybe that's part of the reason, and you just kind of these guys getting used to what they're doing now as we head into the season, and maybe that'll change as we move forward?
Yeah, I mean, both teams we played have almost all the starters they had last year, especially offensively, so St. Louis had almost all the same offensive line they had, same running backs. They changed the quarterback, but that helped him because he could run with the ball. So, I think, we have a lot of new guys, and you're putting together a new football team every year. In some cases, you're putting together, a whole lot of players that haven't played together yet. And so I think some of it that, but I don't want to blame it on anything. I blame it on me first. We got to get our team ready to play and be in the ball game where we can win them.
Wade Phillips, head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. We call it Wednesdays with Wade. Brahmas, you get to go on the road again at the Michigan Panthers Sunday, 11 a.m. on ABC television for this one. Now, Michigan's 1-1, and their points allowed and points for is about the same. The game they lost was about as lopsided as the game that they won. What do you think you guys can do to go into Detroit and get a win?
Well, it's about us first. We've got to play good football. They have a good football team. Mike Nolan and I have coached together. He's a heck of a coach, and he does a really good job fundamentally with his team. So I expect a good ball game certainly. And we're going to play every game on the road here for a while. So we got to change our mindset there and make sure that it doesn't bother us to be away from home and go ahead and play the way we can play.
Coach, back to Kellen Mond for a minute. And I know that his numbers weren't horrible last week, but he was sacked, and I know he was pressured some as well. Offensive line issues, is that another thing that you've got to deal with, just working with him to give Kellen a little more time to be comfortable back there?
No, actually the times they sacked him were blitzes, and we didn't get the ball out in time, some of it, but they just brought more people than we had, and so we've got to fix that certainly. That's the first time we've given up 4 sacks that I can remember with any team I've had in the XFL or UFL. So that was disappointing also. But it's not I think we have a good offensive line, and I think they will show that throughout the season as it goes. But we did not pick up the last couple of games, the last 2 games. We did when he got sacked. They were all bringing more people, and we have to be able to do something with it as they do that.
Is that recognition from Kellen's part, seeing the sack coming? Or
No. It's just part of the plays that we had called when that happened. And, we just have to have a quicker – we have to have some things where you can go to when they blitz, you got to get rid of the football. He didn't have any outlets to start with, and that really caused the problem. And it's been 2 weeks in a row, so we got to fix that. That if they bring more people or bringing a blitz, then we've got to be able to get rid of the football quicker. We have to have some kind of outlet for him to get the ball out.
Well, Coach,
you know what I mean?
Sure. When you look at Kellen Mond, and when we talked to him before the season began, he admitted, and it's well known, he hasn't played a lot of football. Are you seeing the improvement you want to see out of Kellen through the first 2 games?
Yeah, I mean, I'm encouraged the way his accuracy when he throws the football. You know, I'm encouraged with that, and his poise in the pocket, and will stand in the pocket, even though he had to gave up sacks. But he stands tall in the pocket, and with a lot of poise. So that's encouraging to me, and his accuracy. I think he, you know, when things are, you know, right for him, his accuracy is very good.
You know, when you named him the starter, you said one of the things that he offers is the ability to run, and we really haven't seen him run it a ton over the first couple weeks. Just 3 carries for 19 yards in last week's game against St. Louis. With the new play caller in Peyton Pardee, is that something that, as the head coach, you'd say, you know, Peyton, the guy's got wheels, we need to use him a little bit more?
Yeah, don't tell the Panthers, but yeah, he's going. We got to get him to run. You know, he is very fast. He's an excellent athlete, and he's very fast, and we hadn't been able to utilize that. And I think, you know, that's the modern quarterback in the league, or the NFL. I mean, is his type. You know, they can run with the football also. So his runs have only been scrambles. He hadn't run a running play basically where he's run the ball. So, but we got to give him the option to do that.
Well, I would think that with the change in OC, that even Michigan might have a little bit of trouble figuring out what you guys are going to do. Could be an element of surprise, Coach, when you go up to Michigan.
Yeah, I'm thinking about running the Houston Veer, so they might not be ready for that.
Hey, well, if it works, why not? Now, Coach Wade Phillips, I know you love it when TV guys question you. Radio guys are okay, but TV guys, they were saying in the
radio guys are my favorite.
There you go.
There you go.
Now, watching the broadcast against St. Louis, the TV guys were quick to point out that there wasn't a lot of pre-snap motion from the Brahmas offense and that you needed that. Is that something you would agree with, even though it's coming from a TV guy?
No, they don't know what they're talking about. they don't. You know, I mean, you look at every NFL team and you look at the top offenses, and they're not motioning pre-snap. I mean, that's I think it's good at times, and people, what you do motion for is to determine whether they're playing a man or zone. Basically, you know, that's what you do it for. And you know, when we come out, depending on the team you're playing, but some teams you can recognize whether they're in zone or man without having to run the motion. So, you know, it's, you know, that to me, that's people that don't know football would say something like that.
Well, wait, I don't want to bring up anything else.
No offense to them, but you know, it doesn't matter if you motion or not. You need to execute.
Well, that's why I got out of TV, Wade, because I wanted to know what the hell I was talking about. You know, that's why I did it. I don't want to bring up any more bad news, but your Houston Cougars, boy, what a Final Four they had, and a hell of a game against Florida, but it came up a little short.
Yeah, they did. I mean, you know, he's done a great job there, obviously, and they've been the number 1 seed, four years in a row. Yeah. So, and I won't be surprised if they're right there again next year. So, yeah, I mean, we've got a really good program, and hopefully we'll not get over the hump of getting in the Final Four, which is great. You know, they do it every year, but winning the final game certainly is something that we'd like to do. And you know, it's funny, they lost way back. They lost Slamma Jamma, you know, the last game too. So to a Maryland team, so Valvano. So, you know, history repeated itself a little bit.
Do you reach out to Coach Sampson after something like that, text, call, and what do you say? The coaching fraternity, when you lose a game like that, do you just want to be left alone, or do you just get a bunch of messages, and what do you say to a colleague like that?
Yeah, I think, I text him when they win, basically. and I know how they feel when that happens. It's same as losing the Super Bowl. I mean, I've been there, so we appreciate that. People reach out to you, but it's just it's a tough loss.
Yeah, one of those you just want to go in a room and just be by yourself for a minute, I would assume, just to kind of gather yourself. Yeah, very disappointing. And obviously he was disappointed, but it was a hell of a game. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah.
Could have gone either way.
Yeah. Well, they gave everything they had, and that's what you ask, But like I say, I think they'll be back, though. I mean, he's got that program. I mean, that's top level, being in the Final Four every year. And I think they're there, and they'll still be there.
Well, they've already landed one big transfer, and they've got a freshman from Brennan High School here in San Antonio that's the best point guard in the country coming in. So you're right. That roster is just going to get reloaded. Wade Phillips, head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, here on the Blitz. Before we let you go, Wade, you're going to Detroit this week. You're going to beat those 1-1 Michigan Panthers, get that first win of the season. Last week we learned, even though we probably didn't need to know, that you're not overly superstitious, but you did change your underwear last week. Going 0-2 on the road, do you do anything different in preparation for this game Sunday at Detroit?
Yeah, we changed a lot of things in practice. I just think you have to change your underwear. I mean, I think you have to change what you're doing just for the players. I think to realize that, hey, we're not. If you keep doing the same things over and over, you get the same results, right? So we changed a lot of things in practice that I think will help us, but I think it's something different for them that kind of revitalizes your team. Although they really worked hard today, which they always do, and that's really what I ask them to do.
Well, Coach, I think a lot of people are very happy to hear that you changed your underwear, so that's a good thing. They're happy to hear we all do, so that's good.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys do that. I wouldn't be. I'm not sure.
I can promise you. Yes. The answer is yes, daily. Okay. Not superstitious. Good luck this week against the Michigan Panthers, Coach. I know it's a crazy day for you. Appreciate you jumping on with us here on Wednesdays with Wade.
No, I appreciate you guys. You do a hell of a job.
Thank you, Coach.
Don't tell anybody I said that.
I won't.
No, we won't. We won't make that a promo at all. I promise. Good stuff. Thank you very much. Wade Phillips, head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Again, change at offensive coordinator, as he said. AJ walked in today and quit. A bit of a surprise. Peyton Pardee is now the offensive coordinator and play caller.
How about that? We'll see how much of a difference that makes and what kind of new tweaks that Coach Pardee will have on Sunday.
Talk more about that. Talk about the NBA. Spurs do play tonight. They're at Golden State, but I think most of us are more interested in what's going on in Dallas as Luka makes his return. That's going to be exciting. You can make it more exciting by playing the Pick'em game at Underdog, one of the leading sports apps out there that you can play in Texas, where you could win up to 1,000 times your money just playing the Pick'em game, which all you have to do is choose higher or lower to create your Pick'em entry. You can even mix and match between leagues. You can go NBA and baseball tonight if you want. Create your own entries, your own experience. Play with as little as $1, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. So you could turn $1 into 1,000 with your hoops knowledge. Download the Underdog app. Sign up with promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun when you sign up with promo code STAR. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon your first deposit. Again, promo code STAR at Underdog. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona. Present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7-HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Ever feel like everything in life is moving at hyperspeed? Slow things down with the all-new Nissan Murano, an unapologetic refuge amidst the daily hustle and bustle. Re-energize with massaging leather-appointed seats to melt away the tension of a busy day. Escape into your favorite music with a Bose premium sound system, or set the vibe with ambient mood lighting. Because sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Check out the all-new Nissan Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof, ambient lighting, and massaging leather-appointed seats are optional features.
Rocks Discount Vitamins and More wants to thank God and San Antonio for making Rocks the king of supplements. Are you losing weight, building muscle, or just getting healthy? Rocks has you covered. Weight loss and muscle building packages starting at just $75. Plus, get a free in-body scan in 15 seconds with the InBody 270 analysis. Start tracking your results today. The pros at Rocks know their products, how they work, and what's best for your health and fitness goals. Call 210-342-7625 or visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147 or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Did you know that 70% of divorces are filed by women? She's already thinking about it. I urge you, do not get caught off guard. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. Divorce is tough. It's emotional, challenging, and can upend everything you've worked hard for. But here's the truth. You have a choice. You can either let your spouse dictate the terms, or you can take control and protect your financial future. At Barton & Associates, this isn't just about getting through the process. It's about protecting what you've built, securing your assets, and ensuring you have the resources to move forward with confidence. You've worked hard for everything you have, and we're here to help safeguard it and avoid unnecessary losses. If you're serious about protecting yourself through the divorce process and securing your future, Barton & Associates is the team you need by your side. Call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Major League Baseball this afternoon, the Texas Rangers have beaten the Chicago Cubs by a score of 6-2. Astros out in Seattle, bottom half of the sixth. The Astros with a 4-0 lead over the Mariners. San Antonio Brahmas offensive coordinator A.J. Smith has resigned following the Brahmas 0-2 start to the season. Peyton Pardee will take over, according to head coach Wade Phillips.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
About to the top of that old hump. Nothing but sliding to the weekend from here.
Top of the what?
Hope you have as good a time as old Bucky.
Can we have Bucky Ball on hump day?
Of course.
Okay.
Why not?
Just asking.
Yeah.
Just asking.
That laugh is infectious.
It's something.
Oh, Bucky.
Love Wade Phillips.
Oh, I do too.
Some dude on our YouTube who goes by not a real name. So I'm not. I mean, it's on YouTube. You can go see it, but it's not like he puts his real name on it. So I don't know. Said he heard A.J. Smith was told to resign or get fired. I don't know.
Didn't sound like that, according to Wade.
Exactly. I've known Wade Phillips long enough, so have you, Joe. Even when he was with the Cowboys, sometimes he's a little too honest.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep, absolutely.
He was surprised. Wade Phillips said he tried to talk him out of it.
Yep, sure did.
So I don't know. But a change needed to be made because that offense is awful. And I don't know why, because Wade not putting it on the players, the line, the quarterback, receivers. So is it play calling? Maybe he was told to get, this is up to you. Because the other thing that bothers me, now granted, personal reasons, if AJ has something going on in his life and he needs to step away, that's understandable. But to quit 2 weeks in is BS. If again, not knowing what those personal reasons are, but I'm going to say it's got to be pretty serious because if he's like, man, I 18 points in 2 games, I'm out. I don't know. I mean, there's a couple of coaches in this league. One took a head coaching job at a college. Cool, that's understandable. You're going through some illness or whatever it might be. It just seems odd 2 weeks in. Because I saw reports earlier. We were talking about it. There were tweets that looked like he got fired and other tweets that he quit. I will take Wade Phillips for his word. Personal reasons he quit. And Wade, I don't think would have doubled down with, dude, I tried to talk him out of it.
Yeah.
If he was told, you want to quit or get fired, it's your call, but you need to turn in your playbook.
Well, keep in mind, too, Wade told us that this is the same OC that led the Brahmas to a championship.
Yeah.
Okay? So, I mean, it's not like this guy just got, sucky over the offseason. Wade Phillips explained it, and I take him at his word. It's a different club than the one they had last year.
Now,
so
that said, it's a what have you done for me lately business.
Yeah, but
ask Mike Malone with 3 games to go in a season.
Yeah.
I don't know, but at the same time, 59 points allowed. What's going on with that defense, Wade? Because that's where you hang your hat.
Yeah, I don't agree with firing a guy if that's what would have been the case after 2 games. I granted the offense has not been playing well, but I take Wade at his word that he tried to talk him out of it. So this is not something he wanted to do, but again, maybe it needed to happen. Maybe Peyton Pardee, who is going to take over that spot, will come in and have some tweaks and maybe figure out some different ways to get this group going because it is a different group than the one they had last year. So, look, we can only wait and see what the results are. But I'm not going to bash AJ because he left. I mean, if it was personal reasons, so be it. He's got his reasons. If it was just that, hey, I'm not getting it done, not having fun anymore, then that sucks. But we don't know.
And again, I'm going to take Wade Phillips on his word, but I will say that defense needs some work too.
Absolutely.
And, through 2 games, they're actually not the lowest scoring team in the league. That is the Houston Roughnecks. But their defense has given up more points than anybody else in the league. In fact, the 59 points, the next highest is Houston or Memphis at 43, and Houston's at 42. Nobody else has given up over 50 points on the year. Through 2 games, the Brahmas have given up 59 points. They've got to get it together, especially when you look at the UFL, the way it's broken out. They're in the XFL conference. St. Louis, Arlington, and D.C. are all 2-0. San Antonio 0-2. The USFL conference, Michigan and Birmingham are 1-1. Houston and Memphis are 0-2.
Well,
so
again,
when you think about playoffs, they got to get it together in a hurry.
They haven't scored any points either.
No.
All the points they've given up, they haven't scored many either. So a lot of troubles with the Brahmas thus far, but a long way to go.
Well, and again, another road game this week. Then they've got a road game at D.C. before finally a home opener against the Houston Roughnecks on April 27th. So this week and next on the road, then they finally get that home opener.
Hopefully they're 2-2 by the time they hit the Alamo Dome.
Yep.
That's the plan anyway.
That's the plan. We'll see if the change is good. Peyton Pardee is a good dude. He's a good kid.
Certainly comes from good stock, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Interesting change. And credit Wade Phillips. It would have been really easy for him to say, I can't go on the radio today because that 30 minutes, man, we've got things to do, or dodge it. He's not required to do that. I mean, I think they've already done some media today, or they will later. Whatever their required media is, this isn't required for Wade Phillips. He does it because for some reason he enjoys it.
He does, which is good. I'm happy that he does it. And he was in a positive mood today, and he knows there's things to be fixed, and he knows what coaches are judged on. That's wins and losses. And right now they're on the wrong side of that. So props to him for coming on. He's not going to run away from it, and he's going to move forward and do everything he can to try and get this thing turned around as quickly as he possibly can.
The Dallas Cowboys have a new offensive lineman. We'll talk about it. Coming up here on the Blitz, here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I don't know what you guys are doing this weekend or tomorrow or Friday for that matter, but you ought to be playing golf out at the Golf Club of Texas. I know the golf course is in beautiful shape because we're going to be out there and invade the beautiful Golf Club of Texas on Monday for our tournament. And I know they've got that thing in tip-top shape. But you know what they always do? The place is fantastic, and the improvements that they have made to the Golf Club of Texas are second to none. Brand new golf cart paths all over the golf course. They've resodded. There's xeriscape. There's all kinds of stuff to make that place as beautiful as they can make it. And I tell you what, they've done a fantastic job. In fact, you go out there, you're going to think you're driving up to a country club. It's not a country club, though. It's open to the public 7 days a week, and they've got some of the best staff out there that will treat you like royalty. And the food out there is fantastic, so make plans when you go out there to play golf either before or after your round to get into the Tin Cup Bar and Grill because The food is great. The drinks are fantastic. The beer is cold. Everything you want from a bar and grill, you will get that at the 10 Cup Bar and Grill. Golf Club of Texas, it is fantastic. Our tournament's out there. I can't wait to get out there on Monday and see the place and watch everybody play golf and have a great time. You can do that beforehand. The best way to do that is to go to golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. That's where the best rates are always online. Golf Club of Texas, look, you know exactly where it is. It's right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. Whether you want to get out there for dinner at the 10 Cup, around with your buddies, or your next tournament. Again, golfclubtexas.com. That's where the best rates always are. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
A lot of people argue that the best breed of dog is a lineage called the Rescue. They're right. That's why we're asking San Antonio Sports Star listeners to help no-kill rescue agencies around San Antonio with food that these pups need. They're all good dogs. They just need a chance. The voice of the National Dog Show, John O'Hurley, will join the Sports Star guys all day Friday, April 11th for the 2025 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. Sponsored by Thomas J. Henry, the Institute for Functional Health, Big State Financial, G2Fi Shoes, Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC, Ponderosa Ranch, Mr. W Fireworks, and Fifi and Fido's Pet Boutique. So lend a helping paw during the 2025 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon, Friday, April 11th, with 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
If you've been waiting and waiting to get your eyes taken care of, tired of wearing those glasses, tired of wearing those contacts, what are you waiting for? Now is the time to get it done. At Manrique Custom Vision Center, Dr. Manrique prides himself in getting you out of those glasses or contacts with his blade and pain-free LASIK, which is totally safe and comfortable. It will give you the best possible vision, and you can throw out the glasses and contacts. They've got over 25 years of experience, and they've done over 72,000 laser vision corrections. They offer financing to all with up to 36 months interest-free. Give them a call today to set it up. 210-354-2020. Come and see the Manrique difference for yourself. Every patient benefits from a customized vision plan that they bring to life with state-of-the-art technology, a variety of options to help make your treatment an investment you can afford and the right people. Change your vision, change your life today. It's Manrique, 210-354-2020.
Texas coastal waterfront properties starting at only $49.9?
That's right. Driftwood Acres at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay, is extending their grand opening for one day, this Saturday. Book your private tour to see 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access, starting at just $49.9. Yes, just $49.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, resort-style pool and cabana, community fishing pier, boat and RV storage, and so much more. It's happening Saturday, April 12th, one day only. Coastal waterfront properties starting at an unbelievable $49.9. Just $49.9. Call to book your private tour or for information for this Saturday. 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Appointments are limited, so call now. 210-853-0389. Texas waterfront properties will never be more affordable. 210-853-0389.
Look, there's feelings and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Tomorrow morning at 6, let AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson drive you to work. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Wednesday afternoon. Howdy.
Howdy. Hump day.
Hump day?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, my goodness.
We need to get Bucky McMillan on.
Yeah, I think we could probably do that.
Well, I mean, we can't. He's out recruiting right now.
Do we?
We'll soon.
Do we make fun of his laugh to his face?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
All right.
I mean, look, it took Jeff Traylor like 2 or 3 years to become a drop.
You're a dumb butt.
It took Bucky his introductory press conference.
Nice.
You're a dumb butt.
Yeah. I agree, Coach. Minix is.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
You having fun over there, Minix?
We were down to the gnat's ass.
Some of these I haven't used in a while.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Uh-huh.
That is the world's smallest violin.
Uh-huh.
And to another woman who likes to be double-fisted in a different way, I think.
Pledge, why would you do that?
Well, then you might as well follow that up with a little glory hole.
It is the absolute glory hole.
It is Masters Week.
It is.
He also knows there's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
We get to suck on that all week.
Attaboy, Jarrah.
I want me some glory hole.
They should never have given me that screen.
I tell you, that's a cool thing there.
Well, except for that was Jeff Passett. Hadn't heard from that dude in a while.
Wow. Huh? You guys good?
Maybe. I mean,
Candy Lee.
Next on the main stage, Candy Lee. Oh.
Your definition of what is all in and mine might not be the same thing.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
We're going to be selectively aggressive.
We're just going to push buttons this whole segment or what?
Exactly. Why not?
Well,
it's
I mean,
entertaining.
That's the worthy part of what the Cowboys did today, signing an offensive lineman who at one time was thought to be a pretty good pick. It just hadn't worked out for him. Cowboys signed Sadiq Charles, an offensive lineman, a 1-year deal. I'm guessing minimum, although I don't know that to be sure. Now, this is a guy that got drafted by Washington after being a starter at LSU, left tackle, won a national title with LSU back in the day, 2019. 18 starts in 35 NFL games, 3 years in Washington. Then he signed a 1-year, $1.5 million deal with the Tennessee Titans. And a couple days later, he retired. And he missed all of last year. And this year he decided he wanted to unretire. And the Cowboys have signed him.
And Jerry said, this is the rehab center. Come on over here. That's what we do.
We're going to be selectively aggressive.
That's what we've done the entire offseason, young man. So join the crew. People like you that were supposed to be good that didn't turn out that way, we got a home for you. It's like the island of misfit toys, the Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, accurate. When you look at it, low risk, high reward. And that is what the Cowboys have done with the majority of their free agent acquisitions. All one-year deals, cheap. Guys at one time were thought to be great. A lot of former first-round picks. This guy was not. But depth on the offensive line. And the fact that he was out of football for a year, why he decided to unretire, who knows? Maybe he kept checking his bank account and realized he needed to go back to work.
Yep.
Maybe the personal reasons that caused him to retire a year ago have worked themselves out, and he's ready to come back. I do know, and we've seen this throughout time, when guys step away, especially young, he's 25, and they want to come back, it's because they missed football. The paycheck too, but those guys tend to work a little bit harder. And maybe he'll come back with a different mindset, attitude, whatever it is. I know nothing about this guy and why he decided to retire, but Washington let him go after a couple years. Tennessee wanted him. He never played for him, and when he decided to unretire, they waived him. So they didn't. Now, granted, whole new regime there. So, but they could have still had his rights, but they waived him, and the Cowboys were able to pick him up.
Well, I tell you what I find interesting, and again, I don't know much about this guy either. Obviously, he was a good college player. Had some trouble, though, following team rules, apparently. Was suspended briefly. But obviously, he's a good player. But I've seen so many from the Dallas types. Now, this guy's coming in to compete with Brock Hoffman. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Brock Hoffman has already established himself as a pretty damn good offensive lineman for the Cowboys. You cannot tell me that this guy who just got off of retirement is going to come in and compete with Brock Hoffman.
I don't mind him competing, and if he wins the job, then the Cowboys hit gold on this one, because it feels like Brock Hoffman, an undrafted guy, has worked his way up to earn that right guard spot.
Absolutely.
So if this guy beats him out, he's probably pretty good. They brought in a lot of guys to compete for that spot. But the fact that he played left tackle in college in the SEC, played left tackle and won a national championship at LSU, but in the NFL he's played guard. He's got some versatility to him, and that's probably attractive for Will McClay and the guys that decided to bring him in, work him out, and then offer him and sign him to a contract. So versatile depth guy. I'd be surprised if he won the starting job. But again, if he wins the starting job, that says a lot about this guy, or maybe it says a lot about Brock Hoffman. But
I predict he ain't going to win the starting job. That's just my prediction. He's going to be a nice backup, nothing else. And again, it's just a one-year deal. That's all it is. So I don't know. I just can't imagine him beating out Brock Hoffman. But we'll see. Again, it's all we can do with all the guys the Cowboys have brought in. It's like, okay, well, maybe this is good. Maybe it's not. Who knows? We don't. So we'll just wait. I mean, that's all we can do with these Cowboys and what they've done this offseason.
Will you make that sound again?
Yeah, you like that one?
I'm not sure.
Well, all we can do is wait, Jason. All we can do is wait. We brought in this guy and that guy, and we'll see if they pan out.
Now, when you look at depth, Matt Walesko, how many years have we heard that this guy, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy? TJ Bass is still around. Let's see, Nathan Thomas, Robert Jones, who, undrafted guy right now, the backup at left guard. So they've got him right now, Sadiq on our lads for depth chart as the third string left guard. TJ Bass is the backup right now to Brock Hoffman at right guard. Got a couple guys in at center. And my guess is, even with some of these signings, and Awesome Richards is still there as a backup left tackle to Guyton, I still wouldn't be surprised and fully expect them to draft an offensive lineman. Maybe in the 4th round, but the first couple rounds you figure are going receiver, running back, defensive back. Then you can start looking at an offensive line. And maybe that's kind of their planning is they know they need some skill position guys early in the draft. So offensive line, they're signing guys for depth, but I expect them to draft some offensive linemen as well.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that, but it does give them the flexibility to be able to go into the draft and not have to worry about depth on the offensive line necessarily. You can get the weapons that you're looking for because clearly, or it looks like clearly, we'll find out when the draft happens, but it looks like the Cowboys want some offensive weapons, a wide receiver and a running back. And whatever order they decide to do that in, it looks like that's going to be their first 2 picks. So can't blame them for that. And bringing in this depth and the guys that they've brought in otherwise in the free agent signing period, they've got some guys to work with in those other spots that they need help with.
The other big news out of Dallas today is Agent Zero is back in number 0. Jeez. For the first time in the history of the Dallas Cowboys, a player will wear jersey number 0.
That's great. A big old fat 0. What the hell? They ought to outlaw the 0.
DeMarvion Overshown. Wore number 0 at UT. Has had 13 for 2 years and suffered 2 knee injuries, but he gets his superpowers back. He gets that 0 on his chest, which also looks like an O. So maybe it's like for his last name, and that's why he likes it, Joe. Either way, 0 is going to be worn for the first time ever by a Dallas Cowboy player.
Now, I looked it up earlier, and as of, I guess last year, there were 22 players in the NFL that wore the number 0.
So 32 teams, and now there's 23 teams. And who knows who else is going to get 0? Better than 13.
I don't know. Although for Overshown, that's hard to argue because he has had 2 major knee injuries. So 0? Dude, I don't get it. It just looks so goofy on a football uniform. 0. You got to put a smiley face on there while you're at it. Just draw a couple of eyes and a little face. He could really stand out then. It's really not even a number. And I know I got a lesson here on YouTube earlier today when we were talking about this, but nobody ever says, okay, count to 10. 0, 1, 2. Nobody does that.
You're a dumb butt.
Nobody does that. You do that when you count to 10 minutes? You start at 0?
No, I start at 1.
Okay, thank you. So that's the foundation. It's not a number. It's ridiculous. Come on. DeMarvion, you're better than that.
Now, if you're driving down to Key West, you want to go to mile 0. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, if the kid likes 0, get 0. I don't give a damn one way or the other. I'm not upset like you. It's the number he wants. The fact is, Jerry Jones has caved on this. Since the NFL allowed 0 to be worn by players, he's told a couple no. J-Ron Curse a couple years ago, he said no. Then I believe DeMarvion asked last year. He was also told no because it belongs to Rowdy. Dumb.
Well, DeMarvion and Rowdy can get in the white van and troll schoolgirls.
Oh, Joe. No.
Dude, I'm not DeMarvion. All right, but Rowdy looks like a creeper.
He is.
They ought to put a trench coat on that guy.
No, they shouldn't. They really shouldn't ever put a trench coat on Rowdy.
Probably called up Caitlin.
Oh, that was creepy.
Yeah, you could join that creeper in Indiana.
Oh, man. We don't need to talk about this. This is bad.
Rowdy is the creepiest looking mascot I've ever seen.
No, he really is creepy.
He is.
I love everything about the Dallas Cowboys except Rowdy.
Mm-hmm.
And Jerry. And the championship drought.
I love Jerry.
We can tell.
Jerry's a good dude.
Jerry's a great dude. And Jerry wants to win.
Does he?
He does.
Yeah?
You know that.
Hmm.
He tries hard.
Yeah. Well, you know what? To his defense, he has put some teams on the field, and those teams on the field have let him down.
Mm-hmm.
They have. So there's that.
Well, I, for one, I'm happy for Overshown.
I'm happy, too. I'm happy for the guy. Be a big fat zero. Let's hope the guy plays.
Expectations? Stop.
Dude, I'm dead serious. I don't think he plays until at least midway through the season. I mean, that was a hell of a bad knee injury he's got. And if he recovers from that by game one, God bless him, and God bless modern technology. But that knee injury he suffered, man, brutal.
That it was.
Yes.
That was brutal. That was brutal. Spurs play tonight.
Speaking of big fat zeros. Oh, wait a minute. Yes.
Luka against the Mavs is tonight.
Nico Harrison is at the game.
Well, of course he is.
He wants to hear the chants.
Fire, Nico.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
First, though, have you treated yourself yet and gotten yourself a Connecticut quality water softener? If you haven't, why not? You need to. Treat yourself. Not only that, treat your family, because it is the best water softener in the business, and there is no comparison. It is a fantastic product. Look, they've been in business for a long time. It is the most popular water softener on the market. They've been serving San Antonio and Central and South Texas for over 50 years. All their products are made right here in the good old U.S. of A. And the one thing that I love about it is you don't plug it in. It doesn't run on electricity, so you don't have any of the problems of other products that you have to plug them in, the motherboard goes out, the fuse, whatever the case may be. Not with a Connecticut quality water softener. It runs on that kinetic energy, but it does provide soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is an exceptional product, and right now, the fine folks at Connecticut are sweetening the pot. That's right, for a limited time. When you buy Connecticut quality water softener, you're going to get a free reverse osmosis drinking station that they will install right there at your kitchen sink. Bottled water, basically, right there at your kitchen sink. No need to buy bottled water ever again. They're also going to give you $400 in a trade-in for your old water softener. And how about this free money? 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. It is a heck of a deal, and you know deals like that aren't going to last long. So call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country. The numbers to call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. You know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, the Spurs coming back from San Francisco. Are they coming back with their tails tucked?
They'll be playing in Augusta. We'll keep you up to date as the Masters will be in full force. So much to do, so little time. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414. 800-895-1414.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything, but while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. You can always subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. They just showed some video of Anthony Davis getting some pregame shots up there in Dallas. It's got to be the most uncomfortable feeling for Anthony Davis.
Yeah, I really feel bad for the guy, honestly, in a way, I guess, because nobody wanted him in Dallas. They didn't want that trade. They wanted Luka, and instead they've got Anthony Davis, who's he's got to be 8 years older than Luka, 7, 8 years older than Luka, and well, he's hurt all the time.
You know, you think about how bad this trade is. In the Dallas Morning News today, as they previewed this game, front page, column from Tim Collinshaw, Shades of Babe, and there's Babe Ruth, and there's Luka in his Lakers uniform. Says the trade may not be as historically infamous, but it's close. And then Jason Kidd said, quote, someone compared the trade to Babe Ruth. Kind of cool. No,
It's not cool.
No, Jason Kidd, it's not.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, everything about this trade is bad. Tonight, every fan inside that building in Dallas is getting a free T-shirt that's on the chairs right now. And in Slovenia, they're basically thanking Luka. And even the Mavericks tweeted out a lovely tweet talking about MFFL. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, they're going to have a nice tribute video as well,
to
Luka, and thanking him for all his time and service in Dallas. And then the fans are going to go nuts when he's introduced. Fire Nico will be chanted. And I'm just not even sure that Maverick fans will be cheering for the Mavericks tonight.
They're going to cheer for Luka. If you're the Mavericks organization, you trade this guy. I mean, it was a nasty divorce that only one side saw coming, it seems like. You cost him well over $100 million in cash dollars because he now doesn't qualify for the Supermax. He didn't want to get traded. He loved Dallas. He loved being a part of the Mavericks organization. And then you do these T-shirts and you a lovely tweet that says, "Thank you for everything." I don't get it. I really don't get how the Mavericks have handled this so poorly, and they continue to add to the PR disaster after PR disaster. They seem so tone deaf.
Oh, extremely tone deaf. It's really just a sad thing. I mean, honestly, when you got a guy like this that the fans were just in love with, after Dirk Nowitzki, he was that guy. Then Luka comes in. He's that guy. Can you imagine if the Mavericks would have traded Nowitzki?
Oh, no.
I mean, it would have been the same thing. I mean, he was a star in Dallas, and so was Luka. And, again, you got to feel sorry for Anthony Davis, and I feel sorry for the rest of the Maverick players tonight because they had nothing to do with this, but they're going to have to hear it all night long. You know that's what's happening, and the fans are going to come in there, probably the hottest ticket in Dallas in a long time. They're going to come in there and just be on fire.
When you think about if we were to rewrite history, as I'm trying to think of anything that is somewhat comparable, but the Spurs had a great plan from the Tim Duncan era to Kawhi. And imagine if Kawhi was the player that he was prior to, and everything was good. There might have been some quirks that the Spurs didn't like, but ultimately everything was good, and he was playing at a high level. And then the Spurs just, we shipped him off to Toronto for DeMar DeRozan. Well, we would have gone nuts. Now, we were all happy to get that guy out of town because of the way he treated, but change the circumstances. If everything was good, this guy helped the Spurs win a championship, and if he was playing at the high level, like Luka last year drug the Mavericks to the NBA Finals by himself. Who cares if he's out of shape and a little overweight? I've said it before. I mean, if the guy wants a chili cheese dog on the bench during a timeout, feed him because he's that good. And by all accounts, whatever quirks that he might have, and all these players have them to a degree, you can live with them. Imagine if the Spurs would have traded Kawhi and he was the player that we all wanted him to be, not what ultimately went down and we were all happy. The reaction in San Antonio would be similar to what you're seeing in Dallas right now.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Or you can even go Tim Duncan or Wemby at this point in time. I mean, people would go nuts, and just like they're doing in Dallas. The reaction from the Dallas fans is not surprising, not at all. And again, it's all management. Players had nothing to do with it. They were showing Luka a minute ago shaking all the Mavericks' hands. I mean, he went down the bench. He's talking to those guys. Look, he loved playing in Dallas. He didn't want to be traded, but he was, and now he's a Laker, and he's trying to make the best of it there. And look, for Luka, you got to think he's closer to winning a championship in L.A. right now than he was in Dallas.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question about it. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise for him.
Minus losing $100 million.
Well, there's that.
But you're right. Now, granted, Kyrie, we gave Mark Cuban a lot of credit for going all in and making that trade. Initially, it didn't work, but then it did.
It did.
You look at that team that Mark Cuban handed over, and they were a legitimate championship caliber basketball team. And then they trade away Luka in his prime, partly because it feels like they knew they didn't want to pay him the Supermax because he likes to drink beer. He might be a little pudgy. He does bark at the officials a lot. In fact, cost them last night. Cost the Lakers a win last night. Although the NBA today has rescinded that second technical after they realized he didn't cuss at the official. He cussed at a fan, which, again, Luka does that. He already had one tee. John Ireland last night. John Ireland, who is a great dude and generally very calm and cool, lost his mind when Luka got thrown out of the game last night in OKC.
Throws up an 8-footer, good. And the Lakers lead 108-107.
Oh, Luka just got thrown out.
Why?
He was talking trash to a fan, and the referee thought he was talking to him.
Oh, this is an absolutely horrible decision by JT Orr, by the official. Absolutely horrible. You cannot throw a star player out of an NBA game for talking to a fan.
No, the referee thought he was talking to him, and that's why he threw Luka out.
You cannot do this. Oh, my gosh. This is unconscionable. You cannot do this in a game that's this good. This is one of the worst pieces of officiating I have ever seen, and I've done this for 25 years. I hate this call, and I would say the same thing if they were doing it to Shea. The free throw's good to tie the game at 108. You cannot, Michael, throw a star player out of the game for talking to a fan.
He didn't think he was talking to the fan.
I don't care.
The referee thought he was talking to him. That's why he threw Luka out.
They had 3 Lakers explain it to him, and he still stuck to his guns because his ego is bigger than Luka staying in the game.
I love that. Radio voice of the Lakers, John Ireland. I love his passion, and he was proven right. All right, I mean, the NBA rescinds that technical foul. Obviously, John Ireland was absolutely correct.
But, yeah, I mean, you heard the score of the game during that clip, and OKC goes on to win in a rout. So, and it was interesting because, quite honestly, you saw the line yesterday. I'm surprised Luke and a lot of those dudes played last night knowing they've got a back-to-back tonight against the Mavericks. Ain't no way in hell Luke is sitting out this game tonight. In fact, there's video of him warming up on the court right now. And there are so many cameras around him warming up, it almost feels like it's an NBA Finals game.
Yep.
The amount of media that is on the floor right now for his homecoming is, quite frankly, pretty incredible. I'm surprised, too, how many people are already in the building at – this video is 5 minutes old, 5:45. People are already there. They open the doors, and there's a massive crowd there.
Absolutely. The hottest ticket in Dallas in a long time. People, I guarantee you, clamoring for these tickets because they want to see Luka again, and they want to make their voice be heard while he's in the building. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere there, and I think this game starts at 6:30. I think it's an early tip-off, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 6:30, televised on ESPN.
So ESPN's going to have hell of an audience, too. I guarantee you they are. So it's going to be a fun night in Dallas. It remains to be seen what's going to happen. I mean, does Luka go off? Does he score a bazillion points? Or do the Mavericks come to play and say, not in our house?
I expect it to be a good game, and at some point they're going to settle in and play. All these guys have had big games. They did meet in Los Angeles already, but it's his first time back. I imagine we'll hear, like, I wasn't sure how to get to the floor from the visiting locker room because he's never taken that route. But at the same time, the Lakers will do what they can to make sure he gets his tonight. And, I imagine Anthony Davis pretty similar from a Mav standpoint. It's the crowd reaction. The basketball will take care of itself. They're all pros, but I'm more curious, how many Luka chants do we hear? How many Fire Nico chants do we hear? How many yellow 77s are in the building? And judging by early, a lot are there. And as a fan, how do you react? I mean, he's the enemy now, and he plays for that team. I mean, every fan base hates the Lakers, right? Every fan base hates the Lakers. Now he plays for those guys.
Well, look, it's a big game for both teams, quite frankly. I mean, Dallas is going to be in the play-in. I don't think there's any question. I think technically Phoenix could catch them, but they're playing horrible basketball right now. And you look at the Lakers, the Clippers are right on their heels for that third seed. Lakers can't move up and catch the Rockets. They're not going to do that, but they'd like to stay at that third seed, I would imagine. And they've got the Clippers right on their heels. So big game really for both teams. I mean, this is, when it comes to playoff seeding, perhaps a bigger game for the Lakers when you look at it that way. So a lot to play for in Dallas tonight.
Yeah, a lot. Now, not a lot to play for in San Francisco. That's where the Spurs will be playing tonight. Trying to make sure they maximize their percentage for lottery balls. You need a loss here tonight. Vegas isn't giving them much hope. In fact, the line's like at 17.5.
Unbelievable. Well, Golden State, big game for Golden State. I mean, they could climb up the ladder in the Western Conference. They currently sit in that 6th spot. But depending on what happens in Sacramento with the Denver Nuggets, with the Lakers, I mean, the Golden State Warriors could climb up that ladder with the win. So I fully expect Golden State to beat San Antonio tonight. It's just a matter of how much. Will they cover that 17.5-point spread?
I don't care.
I do, because it's been a long time since I've put money on the Spurs, but I don't think they'll get beat by 17. Line was 12 last night, and, they kept it close. They covered last night against the Clippers.
Yeah, but number 2 didn't play.
He didn't, but still. 17.
That's a lot of points in an NBA game.
That is.
Dude.
I mean, that's one of those just garbage time, I think the Spurs could be within 14.
So am I hearing that? You're gonna take the Spurs tonight with the points?
I got a couple hours to figure it out.
9 o'clock tip. It's not 9:30 tonight. 9 o'clock out
9 o'clock
in old Santa Clara.
Well, I've got to have a reason to stay up and see the end of that, or not bet it and go to bed.
Yeah. Look, honestly, I'm not sure, and I mean this in all sincerity. If somebody wants to let me know or give me something to watch, let me know. I don't give a damn. I mean, honestly. I mean, what is there to watch when it comes to the Spurs? Seriously. I mean, you watch Steph Castle. I think he's got the Rookie of the Year wrapped up. So yep. I'm not sure what do you watch for?
Keldon's already broken the single-season record for points off the bench. He passed Manu last night for that. You're watching tonight for Steph Curry. You want to watch real basketball.
Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler.
And superstars. I mean, you want to hear what kind of weird stuff Sean Elliott's going to talk about? I have no idea. There really is no reason to tune into the Spurs tonight other than that's your team.
I guess so. I just think this team will look somewhat different next season. It's just a matter of who sticks around and who doesn't. We'll see.
That's it. You could be watching the final games for some of those guys in the silver and black. You need a reason. There it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll probably watch them on another team next year.
Not probably. The morning huddle tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. They're on from 6 to 10. The Blitz back tomorrow at 2 to 6. Pledge, you're actually doing a show today on your birthday.
Oh, man.
Pledge has to actually work.
Y'all sing to Pledge
You're
tonight.
going for an hour tonight? Going for an hour before he can get to the Roo Pub to enjoy steak night and celebrate his birthday watching the Spurs game. It's Pledge's birthday. He's 44.
Yep. Happy birthday, Pledge.
Happy birthday, Pledge.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.